You don't need it, actually, and life is better without it. I actually sleep better. Okay, it says that I'm live now. Yay! I fixed it. All right. Welcome all now, for realsies this time. That's cool. You used to be vegan. Okay, so again, veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings, meaning if you were to be exploited against your will and someone was selling those benefits, even though it may be desirable, even though it may be convenient, out of principle, I wouldn't support your oppressor because, I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'm a sentient being. I wouldn't want to be exploited. So that's all veganism is. It's recognizing the sentience in others and not demanding their exploitation when you can avoid demanding it. Doesn't that sound like a good world to have? You can get protein from plants. What? Okay. Honestly, animal ag makes way more greenhouse gases, but even if using animals was better for the environment, I would still advocate for veganism because you're demanding slavery in the name of climate change. That's not fair. That's not fair. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up some. Oh, hey! Now I see you guys in the other chat. Thank you for being here. I'm really sorry that things weren't working. I changed something in the settings thinking it would be better, but it messed things up. So we are back. Thank you guys for being here. Well, real ASN. Yes, I do think that we have a lot of vegan alternatives here in America, but I mean, even if we didn't have those alternatives, like when I first went vegan, there weren't really a lot of options. There were some like vegan meats that I was like, I don't really care to try. And some of them I did try and I did not like, and definitely not the vegan cheeses at all. But I still felt like I needed to go vegan. So I ended up eating, more whole foods at the time and more of a bigger variety of foods, right? I actually started experimenting with other foods to replace what I had taken out. So honestly, I think that you could get plant-based foods almost anywhere. Obviously, there are people who genuinely have obstacles, but I would say most people in the world can go vegan. Exactly. Veganism is a boycott of not animal cruelty, but animal exploitation. Cruelty is involved in that, but it's specifically about, using someone without their consent. It's not necessarily about harm because we cause harm just existing, but we can stop demanding exploitation. That's needless. A Daya vegan cheese pizza, Daya vegan pizza. Nice. Daya is not my favorite. I am a Vile Life girl. So just because someone is nonverbal, does that give you the moral right to use their body, including penetrating them? Because that's what we do to dairy cows. Yeah, well, both that bird and bovine wanted to live, and instead you objectified them and used their body for your pleasure. Would you consider that fair? I wouldn't. All right. Appreciate you guys being patient. Come on up.
Yeah, so I have a
Live.
question.
Hey, hold on a second. Before you get excited, I just want to know, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm 18.
Okay. And then why aren't you vegan? And then I'll let you ask your question.
I'm not vegan because I simply just don't feel the need to be vegan and I don't want to be vegan, and I actually was a vegan and it made my life miserable. So now I'm not vegan.
So what's your question?
My question is, what's your thoughts on, so my family personally, we harvest rabbits. That's our meat that we eat. So we have a rabbit pen outside with rabbits and we harvest them. And that's what we do.
Schmurder them.
So I what?
Schmurder them.
Yeah, because I eat them. Obviously, that's kind of what you have to do. It's very justified, and honestly, I feel like that I shouldn't have to ask the animal.
It's unjustified.
It's not unjustified because
It's unjustified. Okay. Are you asking permission? Are you getting consent? Do you
Is the rabbit?
absolutely need to eat these rabbits?
Yes.
Oh, you
I need to
do?
eat these
Please
rabbits.
enlighten
Yes.
me. What is the nutrient that you can only get from rabbits? What is it?
It's not even just about the nutrients. It's that my
Oh,
body personally eating meat for me, it
oh, so
helps
it's
me.
about that it's that your body knows that it's an animal product, right? It's like,
Or
"Oh,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
only want you to eat meat," even though that's not what your body runs on. It runs on nutrition, right? It doesn't run
Yeah,
on
but I'm
a
just asking,
thing, it
like, am I
runs on
supposed to ask the
nutrition.
rabbit? Like, do I ask
You're
the
not
rabbit and be
supposed to
like, hey,
use the
like,
rabbit, hun. You're not supposed to use them at all.
that's what I
Just
breed them
because
for. I eat
just
them.
because someone is nonverbal, that doesn't give you the right to use their body for your
Who is
sick
someone?
pleasure.
That's something. That's not a
Are they a
someone.
table? Is a
It's an
rabbit closer to
animals, in my
is it
opinion,
wait,
it's not a
hold on a second.
someone.
I know, I get it. But is a rabbit more related to a human or a table?
I'm low-key gonna go with the table. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Well, then I'd say you are a table and just as intelligent as one. 72. Are you over 18?
I want meat. I like.
Well, that's great. You can have vegan meat. You have a good day. Go ask your mom why you shouldn't talk to strangers. What can I call
Yes,
you?
I'm over.
Okay. You guys don't just come on, start talking. All right. When I let you in, I'm going to ask you your age. Just be patient. Mustard, are you over 18? Are you over? No, you're not. Please, children, go away. I do not want to talk to you. You can ask your questions in the chat. Dylan, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay, right on. So why aren't you vegan?
Because I enjoy meat. And that's what humans are meant to eat.
Do you know what veganism means?
Isn't it basically against humans eating meat? It's kind of just the basic gist of it I get.
No. Veganism is actually an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. Out of principle, I do not support those that exploit and demand directly others for optional products. So if someone was to somehow enslave you and exploit you without, against your will or without even taking your consent into consideration, and somehow this was legal, and it was desirable for me to use you and convenient even, out of principle, I wouldn't support your oppressor because I wouldn't want to be used like that. And I know you as a sentient being don't deserve that.
You're using the words "what if" a lot. That's a big word for it.
Is that hard for you to follow?
Huh?
Yeah, it sounds like it. All right, we'll move on. I don't really care for people to get meta about the conversation. Why don't you just talk to me about what we're talking about? This is the topic. Zeke, are you over 18?
Yeah.
What year were you born? Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, they're out there.
I know. By the way, hi guys. I'm all like just blasting through them. Good to see you. Thank you guys for coming out.
I wanted to come up when the rabbit woman was there.
Oh, yes.
Because I wanted to blast her.
N63, can you hold on? I see that you're muted. Would you be willing to be patient for just like 5 seconds or like a minute? I just want Donna to be able to say maybe she has some piece to share.
No, I mean,
Okay.
she was never a vegan.
Yeah.
She said she was vegan. She was
I
never
did not
a
believe
vegan.
her.
No.
Yeah. Well,
So,
she also was
that's
like,
all
my
right.
body needs meat. And it's like, you run on nutrition, right? Like your body needs nutrients, not meat.
Right.
Doctors don't prescribe meat. If you're deficient in something, they give you a vitamin.
And especially what is with rabbit? That was like a first.
Yeah.
Usually I hear about hunting or whatever, groceries, whatever, but rabbit?
Yeah.
And she breeds them and she gets to know them?
The rabbits scream. Like they sound like people when they're being murdered.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Taking care of a rabbit next week, so I will give it extra hugs.
Absolutely. Extra loves from all of us.
Extra loves from all of you guys.
Yeah.
Not the rabbit lady.
No, not that. No.
But if she
That's
wants to give me her rabbits, I'll take them.
yeah, absolutely. In a heartbeat. In 63, I really do appreciate your patience. You can unmute. Are you over 18?
How's it going? Yes.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So interesting. Before we get into that, I do have a question for you because I
Is
asked
it a
in the chat.
clarifying question or?
It's I asked it in the chat like 10
Well,
minutes
I would
ago.
prefer if you at least answered this first, and then I'll entertain your questions.
Absolutely. Why am I not vegan yet? Because I grew up and still very much enjoy eating meat,
Okay.
natural nutrients from animals. But on
Alright.
top of that, I mean, we are also carnivores. So
Well, we're omnivores, but I understand your point. You think that we need to
Right.
eat animals. Okay, so we'll put a pin in that. What is your question?
now, why? Just I'm curious as to the backdrop here.
Mhm.
What's the big significance as to why it is a piglet split with a human child? What's the significance behind that?
Well, there's no morally relevant difference between them. They both care about living. So why stick one in a gas chamber and not the other for pleasure or benefits?
So, so wait, why gas chamber? I mean,
because that's how we
well,
stun pigs.
I just feel like that was an interesting, interesting concept with pointing to a child in a gas chamber.
Oh well, so did you hear what I said?
No, yeah, that we put pigs in gas chambers. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like there's no need to attach a child to that
Well,
situation.
can you explain to me what the morally relevant difference is that says, well, this human child, because of this reason, you shouldn't put them in a gas chamber, but a pig, because they lack this, or maybe they have something, they do deserve to go in there. What is it between them that's different that justifies doing this to pigs, but not to humans? What is it?
So, I mean, at least on my end, right? From to each their own, my perspective, growing up with veterinarian parents and also hunting, growing up around animals and spending time with animals my entire life. As much as I love animals, right? Don't get me wrong. Animals are fantastic. They're not humans. That's just point blank, end of the day. That's all it
Called
comes down
begging
to.
the question.
What do you mean? What context?
So if I said, what's the difference between the color red and the color blue? And you just say, well, one's red, one's blue. You're not telling me anything. So I'm asking you, what is it that's different between a human and an animal? Because you're just saying, well, they're human. If that's really all it is, then that's no different than a white person saying they're not in my race group, or someone who is a specific gender saying you're not in my gender group, or, a man saying, only men that have money are wealthy, are people, which was actually a thing.
So,
right? So you're basically saying, if you're not in my group, I'm going to ignore the fact that you care about what happens to you.
Nah, but I also can understand.
So tell me then,
difference.
what is the difference between the child? Sorry, the camera's reversed. The child and the pig.
One has a consciousness, the other one
They're both
doesn't. One can
conscious.
one can formulate active thoughts. One can
They both
formulate
do.
speech.
They both
No.
actually. Pigs are quite smart. They can play video games. They're one of the smartest animals on the planet. They're like
With
the
their
smartest
hooves, right?
What? Yeah,
With
of
their hooves?
course.
Right,
Yes.
because you need thumbs to do most things. That's
not
kind of
what-
the
we're
biggest separation.
That's not intelligence. You know the difference between having a thumb and intelligence, right?
But we weren't talking about intelligence. Intelligence wasn't brought up. We were talking about
You
consciousness
said
and ability.
consciousness. Okay. So there's something called sentience. Do you know what sentience is?
Of course.
What is it? Tell me.
Then what's like what? That we're all sentient beings?
What does sentience mean?
I'll let you
It's
explain
okay.
it.
Okay. It's just the ability to have an experience, your own unique experience. All right.
Jack, can we fact check this?
Yeah, go Google it. It means to have
No,
a
I'm
subjective
sorry.
experience.
Chat.
What?
I'm asking chat to fact check.
Okay. Well, you can do that as we talk. So sentience means the ability to have a subjective experience. Do you agree and understand that humans are sentient?
Yeah, very clearly.
Do you
Yes.
understand and agree that animals are sentient?
Correct.
Okay. Do you understand that sentience is a binary thing? You either are sentient or you're not. So there goes sentience, either you're on or you're off. And then there's
Right.
consciousness or intelligence, degrees of ability, right? But
Right.
when you go to just brass tacks, when you're just sentient, all that matters, you care about having the next experience. That's it. You make preferences. You experience something and you're like, did I like that? Did I not like that? If you liked it, you tend to look forward to more pleasant experiences. You want to have more of those, right? You have emotions about it, which is just making a preference. So animals have been
Can I
proven to
correct
us.
him?
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Go ahead,
I
Donna.
just wanted to correct him on one thing. Apes have thumbs.
Oh, there's so many animals that have thumbs. Squirrels have thumbs.
That's right. I forgot about
means,
that. Yeah.
He means
Can-
opposable thumb is which means you can do
Okay.
this.
Well,
which
I mean,
Yeah.
I
frogs
was,
can do.
I was,
Yeah.
Frogs
I was
can do
talking
that.
about pigs. Pigs was the topic of conversation, not primates.
But you said
Okay.
all
Again,
animals.
consciousness has
No, I
nothing
was
to do with
talking about
thumbs.
pigs.
No.
But
Consciousness
Donna,
has
I
nothing to
waited.
do with
So
thumbs.
can you?
Wow.
No,
Wow.
I know.
You
I'm
don't
just.
need to be rude to
Excuse
Donna.
me?
Donna's being great. If anything, I'm the one interrupting.
I don't know. I let her speak for a minute and a half before I got on, so I feel like respect goes all three ways here. But I digress.
She's with me, and she doesn't. She honestly doesn't need to respect you because you're abusing animals when it comes down to it. And honestly, I have a minimal.
So okay,
patience
then I'm going to cut
for
you off
people.
here. So where do I come into play physically as an abuser to an animal?
You
I
can move your
consume
hand.
product. Hold on, no,
Yeah,
but I'm not. I'm
no,
not done.
you consume. It's
I-
called supply
No,
and
yeah,
demand.
I'm consuming.
It's called
I'm purchasing.
supply and demand.
Right?
It's called
Yeah,
supply
correct.
and demand.
So,
When you
but as
purchase
I sit in
something,
my own bedroom,
when you purchase something, you're putting in what's called a demand. And when you put in a demand, they replace that demand. It's called with the supply, right?
Right,
And then
so
they have
I
to
wasn't done
replenish-
speaking.
Then they have to replenish.
So here's the
their-
thing. I wasn't
So
done.
then they have to replenish.
If we
You're
could
not
have some
listening. I know. If you stop talking,
you keep mute.
Okay, we're gonna move on. If you can't stop hitting the mute button for like 2 goddamn seconds just to hear
I
what
know
we have
it's
to
so
say.
annoying. Well, and the other thing I wanted to ask him if his parents go hunting because they're veterinarians. They're dog and cat people. That's what it is. They're not, when they say animals, I love animals. I'm a veterinarian. I eat meat. No, you
Yeah.
love dogs and cats.
Yeah, exactly. You're speciesist.
And even
really.
then,
And I know that word sounds funny to people, speciesist. I'm sure racism sounded hilarious when it first came out too. People are like, "What is that?" Right? When they didn't understand that they were violating their own principles and someone's autonomy.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
I like to play with the people that put in all the hamburgers and the meat things, so I might do that while you're talking.
Oh,
I
that's
like
fine.
putting in vegetables to annoy them.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, like, what I like to tease them about is when they do the meat emojis. I'm like, those are all vegan meats, right? No animals were
Right.
harmed
Well,
in
that
making
too.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for the
No, I just
vegan
get
meat emojis.
Yeah, I put in the veggie emojis
I love the veggie
and
ones.
maybe
Those
a
are my favorite.
little laugh emoji in there to laugh at them.
Absolutely. Also, I want to say hello to everybody. Hi, I see Keith in here. Vegan Siren. Hey, what's up? I didn't mean to cut you off, though, Donna. What were you going to say?
No, that's okay. I mean, I think people should know because people come up here with this preconceived notion that they can tell us that they know everything or they'll just talk about food. This is not about food and this is not about your way of life. We're trying to educate you in specific are trying to educate people.
Oh,
So if they come up here, just ask some question. I'm rebellious. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I am rebellious. Ask my parents.
Hey, Keith. What's up?
They just got
Yo,
Oh, I'm sorry, Donna. I didn't mean to cut you off again. I keep
No,
doing
no,
that.
there was somebody who put some pew pew emojis in there. I don't know if you want them in or not.
Oh, I see. There we go. If you guys do it again, I'm gonna just kick you out the whole live. It's not necessary to do that. Thank you. Please respect us in the chat. Anyway, hey Keith. All right. Oh, hold on, I clicked on something.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hey, it's good to see you. All right. Oh, all right. I can't. I keep trying to lengthen my guest window so I can see all the people requesting, but I can't do it that far. It's Chase. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I haven't my all
Oh,
the way down.
That's all right.
There's somebody spamming you with pew-pews again.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll just do the entire live then if you're just going to be that kind of a butt. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. It's Chase. Why aren't you vegan?
What would you like me to say?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll give
Why
you my reason.
why aren't you vegan?
Well, I just grew up around meat. I like meat. There's more benefits to it, like health benefit wise. I'm more fit wise. Have more energy than the average vegan. Not saying that none do either. I'm not saying that, but on average, people who eat meat are known to have more energy, more muscle mass, and just the ability to be more healthy in general.
Do you have evidence of that?
Everything supports it. There's been no.
Here, before we get into that, Chase, let's just, for a moment, to entertain a hypothetical within your mind. Let's pretend nutrition-wise everything is verbatim the same. Literally no difference whatsoever. In that hypothetical, would you say we should stop exploiting animals for, say, nutrition?
Well, I think if people wanted to eat it for the taste, then, that's completely fine. Because
Okay,
if you
so
think about
we
it,
need to address that way before we start talking about
Next week,
nutrition.
before you
Because
come
it would
on.
be pointless to spend 3 hours talking about
Do you
nutrition
know
with you.
how many animals?
Hold on.
With
Chase,
Shane
hold on.
kills
Please
to
hold
find
on and let me
avocados
finish
over
my
here?
sentence before you carry on. So before we spend 3 hours, going over nutrition with you, that would be a major waste of time, right? If we spent 3 hours and then pretend at the end of those 3 hours you went, oh, I agree. You can be totally nutritionally sound and fine on a plant-based diet. I was wrong about that. And then we go, okay, well, you now, consider following a fully plant-based diet, and you go, oh no, it just tastes too good. I can't be bothered to change. That would be a horrible out of order premise, right? Should we deal with the taste pleasure before we start talking about nutrition?
Look, like I was trying to say, the taste.
Can
Yes,
you just
obviously
answer
it
that
plays a part.
question?
Yeah, obviously it plays part. I get it. I get what you're trying to say. I understand. I get where you're coming from. But think about it this way: if you wanted us to cut off meat just because it had the same nutritional value as that, would you guys cut out avocados and stuff from other countries? Because that kills just as many animals, if not more, taking it from there to
Sorry,
here.
how many
Because of
billions of
pollution.
hectares of cropland do you think exist on planet Earth right now?
Not a whole lot, really. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't tell you exactly the amount.
Do you know roughly?
No, because I don't look into it. I don't need
Okay,
to know
so yeah,
information.
it's
That's not
it's
useful.
about 1.24 billion hectares of land to grow crops for both humans and livestock animals. Do you know how much is estimated would be required in a plant-based world in terms of cropland?
I don't.
It's about 1 billion, meaning we would reduce the total cropland on planet Earth, meaning the argument that you're giving would be a reduction in a plant-based world, not an increase.
Okay, but do you not understand what I'm asking? I'm asking, would you cut out avocados and stuff from other countries?
No, because this isn't a form of direct
Because that is
exploitation.
based
You're
off of
confusing, sorry, Chase, you're confusing harm of any kind with exploitation. Veganism is a stance against exploitation. So maybe we should understand that first. So veganism, to clarify, is a principled stance against needless exploitation where possible and practicable. It's not a stance against all harm that ever occurred ever, or indirect harm or undesired harm. Those are harms that are certainly quantifiable and we can consider them, but they are nowhere near the same moral premise as the forms of direct exploitation and direct rights violations. Does that make sense?
I want you to do some research and look up how many animals die just from the
Chase,
pollution.
please, before we do that, do you understand what I just told you?
Sure, dude. If you won't answer my question, I'm not going to give you a right answer.
I was in the middle of talking. I'm not going to answer your question before you respond to mine.
I mean, Chase, if you want, we can just move on.
Okay, can I ask you one more question then?
No.
Such a waste of time.
Seriously. I do appreciate you stepping in. I was kind of half auto mode because I saw There she is. I was looking for Lori because I know she was trying to get up here and TikTok was glitching. So I was a little half distracted. So I do actually appreciate you stepping in. I was like not really paying attention. So
Yeah,
I'm a
I didn't
drama
wanna-
queen.
no. Why would you say
That's
you're
what
a
I was
drama
just
queen?
told.
Oh.
Somebody just told me I was a drama queen. A queen, maybe, but not drama.
Yeah, exactly. They're just projecting.
Yeah, I just didn't want to. Every time someone starts talking about nutrition, I'm like, hold up, we need to talk about way more important concepts, or rather, like just basic hypotheticals. Where if you agreed the nutrition was like essentially the same, would you still participate in this? And if the answer to that is yes, we have way more important things to discuss before we get to that.
Exactly. Yep. Like right as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole for hours. Thank you.
Yeah, it's never worth it.
Never. Zach, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what well we'll just go with it. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So, okay. Most animals eat other animals. That's like the natural, circle of life. So, in my opinion, if they are able to eat other animals, if other animals eat other animals,
Uh-huh.
we can also do that. Now, I mean, it is up to people what they want to do. Vegetarians and vegans have the right to do what they want to do, and
Okay.
that's not a bad thing.
So animals also grape each other and commit infanticide. Do you think that we should be allowed to do those things?
No, of course
not?
not. Because that is evil. That is something completely different than the natural food cycle.
Why
Raping people,
graping? Please use
graping,
grape
sorry,
Thank you.
graping people and doing stuff like that is completely different
But it's
than
natural.
the natural food cycle. No, that is not natural.
It
I mean,
is.
for animals, yes. For animals, it is.
Exactly.
But
Zach, did you
we're
not
we're
remember
different.
your original claim? You
No,
said because if animals can do it, then I should be able to do it. That's what you
also
said.
my bio does say 17,
Did-
but I just turned 18. I was just gonna let y'all know that because I saw
Okay.
them.
Well, now that you just admitted that, it says 17, I feel like TikTok isn't going to like that.
No, and yeah, somebody in the chat alerted
You
me.
are some dumb bitches, I swear to God.
Us.
Excuse
Whoa.
me. Dogs are incredibly intelligent. Yeah.
Right? I hope they weren't meaning Keith too. Keith's not a female.
Keith is a
dog.
bad bitch.
Who?
Don't let them tell
He
you
is a
what
bad
it is.
bitch. He is a bad
I'll tell you
bitch.
what-
That's for sure.
Oh, sorry. There was an echo going on of my bad bitch comment.
You're good.
Just heard it over and over again. That was funny. Yeah. All right. Let's go with this person. It's hard to tell. They sometimes give me the vibe that they're a child, and I'm like, I don't want to click on you. Locally hated MF. Are you coming?
That's probably a child right there.
I know, right? Oh, did you look at their profile?
No, I didn't get a chance to, but the
Oh,
name
that's
says it all.
I know, right?
What is
Yeah.
it? What does it say? I don't even
Oh,
know.
locally hated MF.
MF or okay.
Well, at least he's not regionally hated.
Yeah. Local.
There you go.
All right, AL. If you guys are over 18, I'd love to talk to you. Hey, AL, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Right on. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I just believe that it's just there, because society just makes it normal, so it just might as well, is what I believe, and it just tastes good in my opinion. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. All right, now you're good.
Sorry. What if society deemed it normal to grape those that we thought were lesser than us? Would you partake because it's popular?
Well, it's just something. Maybe, yeah, I would say so, but it's just something
You
that I'm
would?
used to.
You don't even believe in human rights?
Oh boy.
Wait, what? Wait, repeat that. Sorry.
Okay, you can come back up. As soon as you say yeah,
That's scary.
that's,
I don't know how you would misinterpret that.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
question.
I didn't even
So-
hear it.
Oh, I said, what if it was normal to grate people you deemed lesser than yourself? And he said, yeah, that'd be fine.
Oh, he probably didn't even know what he was saying.
I know.
but
That's
yeah.
why I was like, he's like, well, wait, what do you mean? As I was already hit the button, TikTok has a little bit of a delay. So he was already like, no, wait. All right, the bro
Jeez.
Jimmy. Maybe. Oh, there you are. Hey, are you?
Cruise.
Oh my gosh. Blue's Clues is on. Go watch that. I actually don't know if that's on anymore.
Eat meat.
That's great. You should eat
Fetus.
vegan meat. What'd you say?
Everybody, I was just gonna say, gotta keep our finger on the button. I said, delete the fetus.
Yeah, right? Delete the fetus.
Exactly.
Okay.
Why didn't my picture change? That was
I don't
weird.
know. I've seen that actually happen to your account. Your picture flip-flops sometimes. Hey, Adam Parker, are you over 18?
I am.
Okay, awesome. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I like meat. I eat meat for sustenance. I'm an omnivore. It's ease of getting it, ease of protein, busy lives. You know, it's just that's a good way to get all the correct sort of nutritional elements without sort of making dietary sort of habits a lifestyle. It's quite easy.
Talking, I can hear you. Me? Yeah, you. Oh. Sorry, my partner was talking out loud while typing and it distracted me.
That's okay.
So, do you know what veganism means?
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. Like in theory, it's a lifestyle that basically where you don't use other living things to perpetuate your lifestyle. But veganism is just one aspect of that. Like when we're talking dietary, sorry, not vegan, but the dietary is just one aspect of that. Because it's pretty hard for humans to be vegan, like overall. Because just as humans, we are very destructive of habitats and just being alive in a society.
Let me give you the definition because, of course, we cause harm by just existing. Veganism isn't against harm; it's against exploitation specifically. So demanding someone be used for you for an optional product or objectifying a sentient being just out of convenience and pleasure is not considered moral because we wouldn't want to experience that. So veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But in the same way, like I'm an organ donor. So when I eventually unalive, like I'm quite happy for my parts of my body to be used to benefit others.
Yeah. There's two things very important that you just
eating
said.
is similar to that.
There's two things though that you said that are really important. I'm sorry I jump in. It's a bad habit.
No, you're right.
So first off, you consent to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And second of all, you said after you pass away.
Yes.
Not if someone was like, I need a kidney, you're on the donor list. And I'm just gonna take it
kidney,
from you,
like
right?
I'd consider giving a kidney while I'm alive
with
if
your
there was
consent.
someone. Yeah, with my consent. Yeah.
But it wouldn't be fair if someone just came and took it from you.
No.
Right. That's all veganism is saying is that obviously if you get consent from like genuine informed consent from someone, you have at whatever you want to do with them, right? If they're consenting to it. But if someone can't consent, right? That doesn't mean we have consent. If they're unable to even understand what could happen to them, that doesn't make it okay to do what we want to them, right?
No, well, true. Like a just say like a cow, for example, it can't consent to being a part of the meat industry. But that goes across the board for all animals. Like I love my dog. My dog never consented to being my dog. It's just that it's the matter of consent can't be given, I guess.
Well, what's your dog's name?
Maya.
Maya. Oh, that's a cute name. How did you come to be the parent of Maya?
Well, it was meant to be, it seems, because I was like I'm a builder. I was working on someone's home, and I fell in love with their dog while I was working on their home. And then when I was settling up the bill with them, I said, I love your dog. And they said, yeah, it's a shame we've got to get rid of her. We're moving overseas. That's why we're doing up the house to sell it. And I said, well, I'll take her.
See, now that sounds like a situation where you had the ability to help somebody and somebody needed your help.
Yeah, I really wanted a dog too. So it's
Yeah, that's
my
fine to
dog,
want
my old dog had
companionship.
just
That's fine.
unalived, and it was perfect timing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's wrong when it's more like I'm going out to go get a dog because I want to be entertained. It's about you versus helping somebody. Be like someone adopting a child because they like the status of having a child and they like to play dress up with kids, but they don't, care for the kids in a meaningful way because they don't see them as sentient beings. They just see them as a plaything. And a lot of people do that, sadly, with their companions. But for those that don't see them as an object, that's a beautiful relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't say you're using them. So would you agree, though, that you're objectifying and using cows, pigs, chickens, fish?
Yeah, I am. Like, I definitely am. Like, the whole industry, like, is there for me, and not just me, but like humanity in general. Like, that's the reason it exists. So it's.
So
but
what do you think you can do?
Well, because I'm not planning on not eating meat, and I just like as a general, like I think it's unattainable. Like congratulations to vegans for being, vegan and you're doing what you do.
Wait. So veganism isn't about if we can eliminate all animal products. Veganism is just this personal principle that I'm not going to support animal exploitation when I can avoid doing so. So
and that's what I'm congratulating you for. Yeah.
I'm confused.
That's what I'm congratulating. Yeah.
Well, do you think that animals deserve that?
Well, no. But
okay, what do you think the animal would prefer you do?
Like honestly, I'm not in an animal's mind. I couldn't answer that.
Well, what do you think they would want? It's pretty basic to understand what they would want.
I think that they wouldn't.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to be in pain. So I'd like to eliminate any sort of pain or cruelty from the methods that, like pain and cruelty are things that I'm not for when it comes to sort of like the animal industry. I'd like free range and good lifestyle and quick painless unalivement when the time comes. Like they're all things that go without saying that sort of any person who's not a psychopath would want at the minimum.
Well,
for any animal.
Let me rephrase it. I'm gonna put human slaves. I don't know if me saying that whole phrase is bad, but I'm gonna put them in my basement, right? I'm gonna give them their own room, right? I'll give them an allowance. But at the end of the day, I get to decide when they live and die. I get to decide, if they have babies, right? Mm-hmm. Does that sound?
Yeah, but in the same manner, we're also choosing if they exist or not.
Oh, so
I'm going to it's sort of like a god complex about it, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to breed humans into existence to be my slave. Do you think that's moral?
No, but humans are different to
How so?
It is different. Well, because we are human. We're not cannibals. We've got a higher level.
Okay, not
we've
all
got a
humans
higher
are...
level of emotional reckoning.
So I'm talking because you are kind of shotgunning. So when you say intelligence, are you saying that if a human is not intelligent, it's okay to exploit them?
No, I'd say it more in the way that I'm a human, so I defend humans in the same way that a wolf would defend the wolf pack.
Isn't that the same thing as a white person saying, I only defend my race and I will use the other race? How so?
No, because
how so?
Like no matter the color of your skin, we're all the same race.
And what
same
is that?
Species.
So regardless of intelligence, what is it that we care about in humans that we respect, that we find it immoral to exploit?
Adam, real quick, if someone started attacking your dog, I'm sure you would try to defend them.
Oh, absolutely would. My dog's part of my family.
Then, yeah, you're clearly able to extend this rationality towards other species that have nothing to do with the human race.
No, I do. But at the end of the day, I know there's always going to be a meat industry. As in, there's no way 100% of humanity is going to go vegan.
That
so
doesn't
it'll always
matter.
exist.
That's not what veganism is.
So we need to make the meat industry
what's
good.
What's the definition of veganism again?
Not exploiting animals.
It's a personal principle. It's your choices, regardless of what the world's doing. It's kind of like it's like objecting to racism. Yeah. Right? Even though I can't eliminate all racism in the world, I will still put that effort out there to not be racist, even if it's convenient for me. I would abstain from being racist in any way that I can.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I'm
veganism is.
anti-racist as well,
So
but
what
I
you're
know
saying
racism will
is
always exist.
you're ignoring someone's ability to care about themselves because their flesh is conveniently on a shelf. And when you do partake in their flesh, even though they're already unalived, you're partaking in supply and demand. You're literally demanding the next individual go into the system to replace what you have purchased.
Yep. They're conveniently on a shelf for me, but it's not really. It's not as it sounds like. It's just conveniently on a shelf. Like it's a it's a driven principle of basically sustenance for the humankind, and
What?
part of that is meat eating.
No, Adam, I think you're just saying a bunch of
well-
words. Why
well,
are
you're
you,
interrupting me,
Adam, why are you...
So you're not really getting my point.
Why are you, specifically you, I don't care about the world, I don't care about society,
Yeah.
I care about Adam Parker. Why
Yeah.
aren't you vegan?
I like eating meat.
Okay, so what morally justifies putting a knife in a cow's throat just for pleasure?
Well, what morally justifies the cow existing, other than the
Yeah,
fact
I
it was
agree. We shouldn't be
existing to be
breeding them
meat?
into existence. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
When you buy animal products, you're literally demanding the next one be born into existence.
Does a cow have a life?
So, Adam, is it actually a good thing that I breed slaves? Because at least that human got to experience life.
No, that's why I brought up the organ donation, because I believe
But
cows
that
should have a
again
good
by
and healthy life.
consent. You're consenting to give your organs. Animals don't consent.
We make the consent for them,
So
and
what
that's part
what
of their
about
existence.
humans
That's
that are not that are like the cognition of the animals that we use? Should we just harvest their organs because they're
The
not
humans?
as
yeah. Once they're unalived, yeah, we should.
No, that's
Everyone
not what
should
I
be an
said.
organ donor.
That's
Yeah.
not what I said. I said while
Oh,
they're
yeah.
alive, should we just harvest their organs?
We're not eating cows whilst they're alive.
They're very young. We have to unalive them and then we pull them apart. They don't just fall in the field.
Yeah,
So
no,
what
that happens.
morally justifies taking the life of someone? You understand
We-
they care about what happens to themselves. What if it were you?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
I don't
But
think
when
you
you're talking
do.
about
what
what's-
if it were you?
I'm trying to answer.
Okay, answer. If
the
it
moral-
were you, what would you want done?
Oh yeah, I don't want someone to murder me.
So why
but
do
the
you
moral
think it's okay for the cow?
Well, I'm trying to tell you. If you let me get it out.
I don't.
You're talking about the moral justification. The moral justification is that it had a life, and it wouldn't have had a life
Oh my
without the
god,
process.
dude! Are you
It's-
effing kidding me?
She
Adam,
just
Like the reason it exists
Adam.
is to provide meat.
Hold on, Adam. By this metric, so you're saying that's a
Time
morally
now.
you're saying that's a morally relevant difference, right? The point of asking the question, so you understand, of what's a morally relevant trait between one being and another, is whether if we were to apply that same metric to the other being, whether it would be justified there or not. So if we go to a human and we apply the same metric, would it be justified to, say, breed humans into existence intentionally to then unalive them and consume their corpses?
Well, is it moral to extinct a species?
Can you
I
please
don't know if
answer
you're cutting
his
out or
because
not
if-
cutting
question?
out.
Adam, you literally
If-
just
if-
dodged his question. Can you please just answer
No,
it?
well, no, I'm getting around to it.
Is it
but in the
moral?
same way.
No, you're not getting around to it. You're
No, I will.
farting
I'll get around to it. I
You're
promise.
farting
I've been trying to get around to a lot of
Answer
things.
it now,
to
or
be
I
honest.
drop you. Answer it now.
Is it moral to unalive a cow? Yes.
No, is it moral to breed
providing-
someone into existence? God,
Yeah.
dude, you have bricks for brains.
I think I don't know if they get nervous or what.
I mean, I understand
know.
how we got confused with me, but then Keith laid it out really clearly. We're testing
Yeah.
your logic.
Yeah. And I was going to ask him, babies can't consent. So,
There's a lot
They're
of people that
human.
can't consent. He kept saying it's because
Yeah.
they're human, but he couldn't understand that we're saying there's no morally relevant difference. And all he could come up with was consciousness or intelligence.
Yeah, it's like my internet cut out for half a second towards the end there, so I got out what I said and I couldn't hear him at all.
Oh.
But yeah, like I don't know how you get so lost in that like really basic question. It's like pretty damn straightforward.
It's because he sees where you're going and he just doesn't want to go there. So he's just trying to pivot to avoid, answering for his own stuff. But hey, Frisia, it's good to see you.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking, like, because he was talking about his dog Maya and how much he cared for her. And, and then he's like, well, do cows really have a life? Well, does Maya? Like, yes, they do. Of course they do.
The cognitive dissonance goes burr.
Yeah, really. I actually felt a little bad that I felt a little bad that I did let that I stopped talking about Maya, and really that's where we should have stuck, because we all relate with those that are closest to us, because we see ourselves the most, we've communicated the most. So I should have stuck with his understanding of Maya, and that she's no different than the cows, pigs, chickens, and fish.
But they don't see it. They just see, what they love, and they don't see the cow. So maybe we should take them all out to a farm animal sanctuary, so they can meet them.
I mean, people do that on TikTok, and I don't know, like, people see it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like you have to be there. I feel like seeing along. Yeah, like, I mean, for us, we see the joy through the camera, but it's like for some of these people, they're just so. Yeah.
And I kind of wonder if these people even have dogs or cats.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just.
Yeah, like, are they being honest? Oh, Donna, are you still talking?
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never
I'm
mind.
here.
Never mind. Okay. I thought I interrupted you, and then I saw your mic wasn't muted, and I was like, oh, did I cut you off? And then I didn't hear from you, and I thought maybe your mic dropped or something. Sorry.
No. But I have to say, you're the most polite host I've ever been to, because they're all like, "Don't talk over me."
God, well, I need you guys to talk over me.
Anna rocks.
Sometimes I'll keep going.
Anna rocks.
Oh, thank you. You guys rock too. I really appreciate you guys being up here. All right, let's get another guest up here. All this mushy stuff. Let's get out of here. By the way, again, I'm just going to run it over it real quick. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. All right? I just want to try to get that out there before we get someone up here. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I already had you up here. I don't want you up here. I'm sorry. I pulled you up, but I don't want you up here.
I don't know if people understand that, but we don't, part of it is we don't eat animals. That's just part of it. That's the plant-based part of it. The other part is we don't believe in vivisection, and if you don't know what that is, go look it up, but we don't believe in testing on animals, basically. We don't wear any animal products on our bodies, and we don't like to buy cosmetics or other things that have been tested on animals. We don't like to go to entertainment where animals are involved. And am I missing something?
No, I think you covered it all. Yeah, wearing them, using them for entertainment. Yeah, I think you covered everything.
So this guy down there kept saying I didn't answer him about that. So I'm telling him whatever his name is. I don't see him. Anyway.
I don't see it either. He'll probably spam it in there again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll probably say you didn't tell me. I'm like, well, I just did. But sometimes I think. I mean, I think that some of the wording that's said sometimes I don't want to say what I feel like I want to say, but I don't think they understand it. So you kind of have to spell it out to them, or maybe they're just not listening. It could be everything.
Well, we'll try it a little slow, be a little more clear, I guess.
No, you're doing great. I'm just saying I don't think they understand.
Oh, okay. Well, if maybe somebody does think of a more clear way, if they think, like, please jump in.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta dumb it down.
Yeah, sometimes. Hey, so I'm dumb too. Sometimes I need things dumbed down for me. So we're all dummies at some point. Sometimes.
Right.
All right, Jess V. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 22.
All right, awesome. Do you want me to call you Jess V or Jess, or what would you prefer?
I think it's because I have an emoji next to my name, and that's why it's like that. So you can just call me Jess. But I asked in the comments before I came up because I don't want to waste your time. Do you guys take friendlies?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it
Oh,
just
are you
means
not
people who
vegan? But
agree.
got it. I don't have, I guess, friendlies on my panel, but it's good
I
to
think she
know that
means
you're
she is
here.
vegan.
Oh, you're vegan.
So yeah, I just mean like if I could contribute to the conversation when you guys have opposition.
Oh, I see. I just want to make sure, are you for the abolition of all human-caused exploitation to all sentient beings?
Yes.
Awesome. That's all we're advocating for here is abolition and, the animal rights. We do sometimes get lost on tangents, but we try to focus on the animals. So, yeah, welcome. What made you go vegan?
Glitching?
Oh, is it?
I don't know. It seems like maybe it's on my end. Sorry. Go ahead, Jess. Sorry.
No, you're all good. It's so many things. I never understood the concept of seeing Homo sapiens as a superior species. Never understood it. Like, I don't understand the speciesism thing. Growing up, I always loved animals, big to small, and I couldn't like wrap my head around ever treating them less than like subhuman, and why anyone would think that that's normal. It's so strange to me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's a really pretty. It's a really beautiful way of putting it. I actually like the way you said that. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's about not demanding someone's exploitation because they're not subhuman. They're just different. They're just another species. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you up here. Welcome up.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are doing stuff like this because I know it's really tough to get through to people. Like they just struggle to understand how like they're not, because they're of the sapien species, they're not special and they're not unique. It's like you're just different to other animals. That's cool and all. We make things and that's great, but like other animals have this unique property that you don't have either.
Sorry, my partner just laughing at something. Yes, I agree. Shall we bring someone up? You guys ready? Let's do it. I think everyone's kind of doing stuff, looking things up. All right. Oh, I clicked on someone. Where'd they go? Life. Hey, are you over 18?
Hey, how goes?
It goes. Are you over
It
18?
goes. I am vegan as well.
Oh, snap. Well, I'm going to have...
You want to drop me?
Oh, do you... Well,
You can
it's up
drop
to you.
me.
Okay. I was going to say, I have to drop somebody because I can't bring anybody else up.
Drop me, and I'll mod
Okay.
in the chat for a while.
If anybody drops down, though, Donna, you're welcome to come right back up.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome, Donna. Thank you. Appreciate you. Awesome. Well, Life, tell me, are you an abolitionist vegan?
I became a vegan. There's a long story of how I became vegan.
Don't give us too long of a story,
Well,
just because I want to get to the opposition. But
I am against everything that's against testing animals. I actually volunteer at a vegan street day here in Germany.
Nice. That's awesome. So you're for the immediate liberation of all sentient beings from all human-caused exploitation. Fantastic.
Precisely.
Cool. Well, that's what we're advocating here. If there is anything, like, because Jess is new up here too, if you guys do say anything, don't take it offensively if we might step in and be like, actually, at least as far as our platform, this is our understanding of it. It's not an attack. Vegans sometimes have different perspectives on things. I just want you to know, since we don't really know each other, we might have some differences and that may come up.
Everybody has differences. Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. Well, you guys sound like great people so far. So, all right, let's get a guest up here. Joanne, watch be another vegan.
Hello, sort of 50-50. Sorry, is there any like intro questions you need to ask me first?
Oh, first, yes. Are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18. Yeah.
Right
okay.
on. Why aren't you
so my problem is, I agree with absolutely everything vegans say. The problem is I think my brain treats it as like eating meat as like an addiction. I've tried to go vegan multiple times over my life. Sometimes it's lasted 2 months, sometimes it's lasted almost a year, but I feel like I constantly relapse into eating meat again as if it's like a literal addiction. Do you like, I don't know if I'm assuming other people has dealt with that before when they started becoming vegan. But is there any way to get around that, and like what has worked for you?
Yeah, so if you don't mind,
Please.
yeah, so for me, what really made it all click was I started to watch vegan content every single day, specifically ones that showed how animals were treated. And and once you really get that into your head of like how badly they're treated and how it's not okay to exploit someone and how they want to live just as much as we do, like it's yeah, like that's how once you make that connection, then when you see animal flesh, you see that as part of someone's body, someone's body who they wanted to keep their body, they wanted to keep their life, they didn't want their life to be ended, and their life was taken from them, and they were exploited their entire life. So it's like that's what you see then once you've like really made that connection. And for me to make that connection, yeah, it was just getting in as much vegan content as possible, not about diet, but about the animals themselves.
Yeah, I guess that's what kind of made me try to become vegan in the first place, was making that connection. But it's so easy whenever like, because the meat has been so processed in the first place, where it doesn't, you wouldn't even guess it comes from a chicken nugget. You would never associate a chicken nugget with a chicken. I think that's what's so easy to like tricks your brain into that disconnection. That you are indeed eating a sentient being's flesh. But yeah, I will keep trying. I relapsed about 2 months ago. I'm now building up the courage again to give it another shot this week.
Can I make a suggestion of something you might be able to do?
Yeah.
I will say it probably isn't. I don't know how other people feel about this. While you're eating meat, watch those videos while you're doing it, and your brain
Yeah.
will associate it with that thing. It's sort of like not Pavlov dogging yourself, but like training your brain into associating meat with bad, like stuff that your brain doesn't like. And if you like say eat chicken nuggets and then watch like videos of chickens being treated poorly, you're going to sort of have this like turn off automatically, or it's going to be something your brain's sort of signals and like brings back to when you do it again, if that makes sense. But it's also like not a smooth journey.
I do want
Yeah,
to bring
that's
up
actually very true.
there are, and I only bring this up because there have been some studies that come out and show kind of the opposite, that depends on how you're saying it though, because how you're putting it sounds like it might be actually potentially beneficial. But there were some studies done where they gave some students nuts and some students beef jerky, and then they had them watch a section of Dominion, and they watched their food habits. I was like a couple of times after watching that, and they found that those that had consumed the nuts were less willing to care about the animals being conscious, whereas those that had eaten, or excuse me, I did switch that. The ones that had eaten the nuts were more conscious about how animals are sentient and conscious and present, whereas those that had eaten the beef jerky were actually experiencing cognitive dissonance. So they were reaping a benefit from something that crossed their principles, so they were kind of like checking out, and they didn't want to concern themselves with the fact that animals are sentient and feel. So what we've been actually telling people to do is consider going plant-based, or at least abstaining from animal products until you watch it. And then when you watch it, you're watching it with this honest reaction of like, do I really want to support this? And you're not reaping these benefits at the same time, causing that cognitive dissonance. But if you want, I can forward you that study, Jess, because it's actually really interesting, because I feel like I had
that's
the same
really
intuition.
interesting.
Yeah. I had the same intuition though as you. I remember, because I like, that's how I found that study, as I was looking into it. So really interesting.
Yeah, I could give both ways a go as well. Yeah, I'll try anything. It's just where I grew up, it's very meat centric. Like, Ireland's a big farming country. It's meat, everything's meat. It's just really hard
Sounds
to
like Germany.
the culture.
Yeah, and
Have
like
you-
don't like be hard on yourself for not being perfect straight away. It's not like an easy and in a way it actually is kind of an addiction, because it releases like chemicals that our brain responds to, like, oh, this is this tastes good, and so it's difficult to move away from that and our brain and the way it's wired. So like don't like feel like, oh, I'm such a bad person because I've regressed. It's like it takes time, it's a process, it's an
It
addiction.
feels like a
Plus-
relapse. Like, you can feel it. I think the best bit of advice someone has given me is that they said, so even if you're not fully vegan, like if it's one thing, like for me it would be chicken. They said, okay, just be vegan except for chicken for as long as you can until you can finally give up chicken.
Are you in Northern Ireland or in the south, in the Irish
The
Republic?
north, yeah, the north.
In the north?
I'm glad you recognize that.
No, what I was going to say is there's a lot of meat replacements out there, and there's a lot of good recipes. But in the UK, there's a vegan fest that's really big, and in the south in Ireland, near Wicklow.
Oh, very good.
Is the Happy Pear.
Happy Pear. I've heard they sell products as well in supermarkets, don't they? Yeah, I've seen them before.
And they're vegan twin brothers.
Okay. Oh, very good.
So check them out, because I think getting resources in your backyard and kind of looking at what recipes they've created and stuff, because I think it's coming up with new ways to prepare food.
Yeah.
And think about food. Because as you said, the Ireland is meat centric.
Yeah.
Which is so true. But you making the effort, kudos.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
What I would suggest before you go, is finding a vegan challenge, because a lot of the times, like I have Vegan Easy right here, but there's a lot of them. Maybe if you Google vegan challenges, there's a bunch that you can like look at and see which one fits your needs the best. But what's nice about these is they put you in a group with other people that are trying to figure out how to make veganism work in their life because they want to be vegan. And what's nice is that you have like this opportunity to express your obstacles. Like, hey, I'm feeling weak right now. Like I'm going to go purchase these products or whatever. And you'll have someone that can talk back at you, be like, hey, I had the same feeling. I'm going to talk you through it. Or, they can offer their advice. Exactly. And I think that's a huge part of it. But a lot of them also offer access to dietitians or, diet information so that you can feel confident that you're getting everything you need and you have that community. So I would take a screenshot of this, or like I said, just go on to any search engine and type in vegan challenges.
Yeah, definitely.
Or that'll at least give you some accountability.
I was just going to say too. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say too, feel free to message any of us as well. Like, I'm sure all of us would be more than happy to give you, encouragement or anything that you need.
Or definitely order the
support. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll give you a follow.
Amazing.
I can leave you an angry voice note saying, "Why aren't you vegan yet?" every single day if you want me to.
Gaming also helps.
We will haunt you.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. See you guys later.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Oh, bye. Let's see if they're.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
I do appreciate people getting out there, but there's no baby steps. You don't need baby steps. Just take it one meal at a time.
Well, what if I'm a little baby?
A little baby? Well, little babies are born vegan. It's the parents that muck them up. So, no, but babies don't automatically start to strangle a bunny.
God.
I know, right? Like, what a dark thought.
Have you met every baby ever? How do you know this?
Fair point. Fair point. I take it back.
You just made me think of my rabbit. Oh, I love bunnies so much.
Oh, you would have hated the first guest we had.
Oh, my
they
God,
were
I
claiming
can't
to be
stand
vegan.
people.
They were vegan at some point, and now they farm rabbits, and that they need to farm rabbits because their body needs meat.
Was this the woman who's like in her like 50s and does this?
Oh no. She sounded like a very young girl.
Okay, I was curious because like Vegan Tattoo Artist had someone with the exact same kind of situation who was like in her 50s or something who had been doing this since like the 90s. So yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, people that farm rabbits, like I feel like there's a little extra, and I'm sorry if I'm insulting anybody that used to do this, but I just feel like there's a little extra evil because rabbits scream like people. And it's just like, how can you get over that? I just don't understand.
Well, rabbits too, they scream and make a lot more noise. It is a
That's what I'm
pretty
saying.
sickening
Like, how
thing.
does
And
that?
and yeah, she's kind of like a troll, so just be careful bringing her up again. She does it on every other vegan I've been on.
I need to start writing their names down because I literally just don't remember them. I'm like, oh, you're not worth my time, and then they come up and they bother me again.
Well, the minute rabbit unaliving comes out of her mouth, you'll know who she is.
That's true. That's when it is. I hear their voice. I'm like, oh, I know you. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Good afternoon.
Hey, scroller.
I
Are
like
you?
the question because I'm not.
Oh, God. You are definitely too young. Okay, guys. I need you to be over 18 to come up here. Okay. I can't talk to under 18-year-olds. You need to be mature. You need to have an idea of what morality is. Go ask your mom what morality is. It's a good time to go ask. Let's see. I'm actually going to go over a couple of vegan things before we bring someone else up. I do want to go over the definition again. Should I read the I
Please
never
do.
want to. Okay, I never like to read a specific definition, but I'm going to bring up the vegan society one just for fun. You guys are having fun. Let's do it. Let's see. A philosophy and way of living that seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for all purposes. So there you go. That's the definition. There's a little more about environment, but that comes second to animal and sentient being rights. So with that in mind, as far as practicable and possible, honestly, even this definition sometimes comes across as a little soft, but it's meant to mean as far as you absolutely can, because we recognize it's a non-vegan world and there are some really high obstacles for some people. And it's about your mindset and how you view animals. Are you viewing them as a someone or as something? If you see them as a something, of course, their feelings don't matter because they're an object. Objects don't have feelings. So it starts up here. And I'll take up guests now, but you got to be over 18. All my guests ran away from my definition, I guess.
They got scared.
They did. Like, oh my gosh. I can't follow that. I can't be ethical.
There's a lot of people. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Please go ahead.
I was going to say there's a lot of people in the comments talking about it, but they're seem to be not what's the word? Confident enough to come up here and say it with their chest.
They're using their fingers to scream and not their voice.
Some of them might be kids too. They might know
that too. I agree with that. Yeah.
That does happen a lot.
There's a lot of
young people. It's fine that they're in the chat. They can hear this stuff, but I just don't feel comfortable talking to them.
I think one of the biggest things is here we have, as I said, Vegan Street Day. It's over 2 days long. And
sorry.
Last year they sold out of all the food from all the stands and stuff.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, and it's amazing. I think people are just scared to try new stuff as well. That's a sad thing there.
Yeah.
There's some awesome vegan food.
Honestly, I don't even think it's so much trying new things. It's change. I think what happens is people actually agree with the ethics behind veganism in almost every aspect immediately. But when it comes to their own decisions and they now have to change their habits, they tend to then start to churn up the excuses and feeling guilty and all this because it's that cognitive dissonance. They're getting that benefit.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's and if you think about it, it makes sense. It's I don't want to think about this issue, right? It's going to wear on me, so I'm going to tune out. I'm not going to listen to logic.
Yeah, or there's some people that say, I agree with everything that you're saying, but when I go over to my friend's house, I don't want to be a burden on them.
Yeah, and that's understandable. I actually did that for a long time. I first went vegan because I read a book called Skinny Bitch, and it did talk about animals. Yeah, it's actually pretty funny because it cusses at you, and it's pretty blunt and straightforward, but it doesn't focus as much. It's really health focused. So I didn't really understand the ethical side of it. There was a tiny bit where they had some links to some things that happen to animals, but because those links were so short, and at that time I just thought, oh, that's the worst way to do it. There's good ways to do it. So I went vegan for like a month, or plant-based actually. And then after that, I started reintroducing stuff to my diet because I didn't understand until, I actually saw what was happening in all of these industries and understood that there just is no way to do it without exploiting. You have to do that. Just no way around it. But yeah, I feel like that was the most effective method, is like finding out what it is you're exactly paying for, and asking yourself, do I feel comfortable paying for that, knowing it's happening behind a wall. Yeah. Anyway.
And there's a lot of people that don't even understand tofu, for example. They think, oh, the estrogen in tofu will cause problems. And I know many people that eat tons of tofu. There's no problems.
Yeah.
I love tofu.
I love tofu too.
Smoked tofu and silken tofu.
Oh, yeah.
Silken tofu mousse.
My other account is literally called Tofu Whisperer. So
yes.
Nice.
Tofu Whisperer.
Yeah, it's good.
We have a vegan. I'm going to call it a butcher shop. It's a vegan shop, but they call it a vegan Fleischerei, which is basically like a butcher shop, but it's all vegan food.
We have a vegan deli over here.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I'm hella spoiled over here as far as vegan options. I have 2 vegan grocery stores.
Where is here?
Oh, I'm next to Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, but you lost the homegrown smoker, and I'm still desperately sad about that.
That's so true. I am also very heartbroken over losing homegrown smoker because they were so good. And now we've lost Gnarly's, which is one of my favorite burger restaurants. That went down too. Oh my God, their food was so good.
Really, just going out of business?
So it's just saying that you're going to have to open up one then.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's other vegan restaurants that pop up to take their places, but they're not the same thing, so they can't fully replace what you once loved. But there's other things to love in a new light.
Are they not doing okay in that area? Is that why they're closing down?
I mean, everything is pretty expensive. I imagine all restaurants are struggling right now, but already vegan restaurants are probably already thin margins.
Yeah, and regular restaurants have a problem anyways. Like all restaurants, it's a fight to stay alive. There's restaurants come and go.
Exactly.
It's an issue, especially since the pandemic, because we've had the biggest shift is that I was talking to a guy who runs a vegan restaurant in my area, and just explaining effectively one of the biggest changes that he needs to consider is that so many of his regular customers that would effectively show up in the middle of the day because they were taking their lunch break at work or whatever, just basically middle of the day customers are pretty much gone or drastically reduced. It's the stats on it's a 40% reduction because of how many people are working from home now and stuff. So yeah, without that influx of money for them, that's just missing revenue with no replacement. And I was telling him to try doing there's a vegan deli I saw in the South that was doing a program of the next 100 customers that show up, we will give you a half of a sub sandwich every time you make any kind of order. So you get a little extra of some kind every time. And obviously that only applies to the first 100 people that have the special code or whatever that they gave them. But now you have these consistent customers who at a certain amount of loss, but also a certain amount of gain because they're constantly showing up now. It just kind of helped a lot with their general customer influx. So I was telling him to consider the same thing. And I think a lot of places should maybe consider something similar to that if they can afford it.
There was a restaurant near me. They've sadly closed, I found out, but they were running evening meal. So basically they had it was a vegan restaurant and they had 4-course meal. And then sometimes they had guests come to the meal, and then it's just everybody can chit chat around a really good, healthy meal in the restaurant, which was so awesome. But they had two issues. They slowly just started getting only vegans and no new people. So really hard to change people's minds. And yeah, it just kind of went the wrong way. So
Yeah, that
but
sadly does happen sometimes.
yeah, it was so good.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate it when these restaurants die too, because it's like I have this torn bit here where it's like I'm also trying to be healthier and save money, so I feel bad denying them my like I can't go
Yep.
out there. Ugh, anyway,
I don't have money.
yeah,
Right now,
that
I
too.
don't
It's
have a job.
money. It's money and also health, because a lot of those foods they add extra fat and salt and all those things because that's you're eating
It,
out. They want you to
it,
come back.
it depends, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I take that back. There are definitely some healthier options for sure, and we have those too. I always just think of the general, I guess, restaurant where they're gonna like add all the things that make you come back. So
I'm only seeing vegan conversation in the chat.
yeah, it dropped down drastically. It's been this way for like a week now, where it just seems like I don't know what I'm doing, but everything seems to drop. Like it starts out kind of good, and then I don't know. It just always has this harsh drop. So yeah, then I don't have any.
I think it's
Yeah,
TikTok.
it could be also that everyone is, and as they should be, kind of like captured by what's going on in the world, and watching that content and being outside and active for those things. So I'm glad that there's people standing up against injustice. That's what we want. We want people active, speaking up for the vulnerable. And yeah, right now it might be just
That's
a little
why
low viewership.
That's why I've been happy seeing more vegan channels on here and content.
Yeah, me too. Or the
I've
Olympics.
noticed that
That's
as
right.
well.
It started pop more in my feed.
Yeah,
good.
That's what I think is happening though. Is like there's been conversation of feeds changing, and I'm like, oh, okay, so you're not promoting certain people anymore, and so that's why I feel like people that are outspoken might be a little quieter right now, not by choice. But I don't really want to go into anymore because they're probably going to suppress me even harder. I don't want to go through that.
Politics right now is a bit crazy.
It is. Hey guys, everyone that's here, it sounds like everyone's vegan. Can everyone please start tapping? If you're on the other live, there's a heart you can tap. If you're on TikTok, just tap the screen. Should bring up some hearts. If you can, share the lives. If you can, subscribe. But if you've already done that, it's very little you can do. But just like it and share it if you can. Try to get.
Do you
some
have a
people
lot
in
of
here.
demonstrations in
I'm
your
back and I'm tapping.
neck? Do you have a lot of demonstrations in your neck of the woods?
I hold events with a group. Oh, hold on. What happened? Uh-oh, it says I disconnected. That was weird. That was hella weird. I'm like hardwired into the internet. There's no way that my internet dropped. That was weird. Okay.
I actually have a question for you guys, and I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think people can be vegan and still be providing their pets with raw meat?
That's a big topic.
I feel like, sadly, we don't have enough resources to hold people accountable for their companions. But if you have the ability to get those vegan pet foods because they exist, then yeah, I think you should get those and try your damnedest to help your companion be plant-based. But I know that some people, like, it's expensive. They're expensive. And they take time to get to you. So it's like they're not always, like, I had to switch where I was buying mine from. So I can understand how that would be hard for some people. So honestly, I'm hoping that more plant-based companion foods are available in stores. But like I said, if you can, you should absolutely get those foods for because not only are you going to save the animals that you're feeding to your companion, you're also going to be giving them a diet that doesn't have all these, like, doesn't have tumors and doesn't have all these leftover bits, that we often put into companion food. But yeah, if you can have your companion be plant-based, you have a responsibility to do so. And even if they're not, you have a responsibility to keep trying, right? Finding a different flavor, trying a different one, doing different methods so that they, little bits at a time, I guess, whatever you have to do.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's really difficult, especially for dogs, to find like a regular pet store that will provide that. Because
Well, I feel like
even like yeah,
I was gonna say there's Nature's Path, Nature's. I just used the last can, so I don't remember its full name. They have it at like Petco, and it's a vegan dog food. But what you can do is just go to your local pet store and you can request vegan brand dog food. That they're more often going to grab that than the cats, because I have a cat companion, so I have to order online. But I have actually walked through pet stores and I have found vegan dog food at the stores. So it might take maybe talking to a clerk, because they are hidden. It took me like a couple hours walking through the aisles to find them, because they don't have big labels or anything. You have to literally be looking at each label. But they do exist for dogs. And actually dogs, they have more studies. Well, I don't know if it's actually more. I don't remember all the studies. I'm pretty sure there's more science behind dogs than there are with cats, but the dogs were shown to have equivalent health, if not better. They had fewer vet visits. So
I was going to say Natural Balance. Yeah, Natural Balance is a brand that I've found the vegan formula at pet
that was
stores
the one.
before.
That was the one.
Natural
I was
Balance, that's what
it
I
was
thought.
Natural something, and I couldn't remember the other name. Yeah, Natural Balance. That's it.
let me
Yeah, so that
I'm
one
gonna
you
have a
can
look at my local stores and have a look.
Yeah, it's worth a look for sure. But again, I want people to focus on their own choices first, and then looking beyond
Is a
that.
secondary thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard to do everything all at once. You got to approach each thing as you come up to it. So
Mhm.
yeah. Let's see. Do we have any requests right now? Nope, no requests.
You,
Hey.
you were saying that you run some demonstrations and stuff.
Oh yeah. So I run a group called Anti-Animal Use. Let's see if I can pull the image up. Where is it? There it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. That's our group. Let me turn this off. Yeah. Oh, I thought I clicked it. There. It's not doing it. That's weird. Huh. There we go. So we're Anti-Animal Use. You can find us on multiple platforms, but I got a little icon on that one. We go live every Saturday. We're going to be going live later. It'll be like 11 a.m. versus usually we're there at like 9 a.m. And we're going to be in a different location. Usually we're at a farmer's market. We're going to be at, it's called Pod Plaza. It's this tiny little park in Portland, Oregon that's right across from Powell's Bookstore, which is one of the largest independent bookstores that exists, I think, in the world. And so we're right across the street from it. And a lot of people that go there are already thinking outside of themselves. Oh my God, my background. You can't see me. Don't look. It's okay. But a lot of people that are going to Powell's are already thinking outside of themselves, because it's kind of like the farmer's market where they're trying to support their community. And they're usually going to be walking around and being leisure. So we're hoping to capture some of those people and ask them questions. And we go live and ask them on the live, why aren't they vegan? So we do this kind of thing face to face. And then we also do vigils where we'll go stand outside of slaughterhouses. And like this morning, we were actually at Foster Farms and we were watching the birds be loaded from the truck into the building. And the workers were so offended at our presence that they literally, hold on. Can you guys hear me when I'm talking?
Yep.
Like when I'm on the picture?
Yeah. We're just
Okay, good.
attentively listening.
Oh no, that's fine. I didn't. So I was worried because my OBS, I don't have my audio in there, and I was like, oh shit, am I just talking to myself?
No, we
Anyway.
we hear you while looking at the pictures.
Oh, beautiful. Well, so we're talking to. Oh, did I switch back? There we go. So we're standing outside of the slaughterhouse, and we can see the birds being loaded into the building. They like lift them with a forklift, and then they get sucked into this like conveyor belt, and I had to look up what they do. They basically tip the cage, crack it open, and dump the birds out onto another conveyor belt. And then there's workers standing there that grab them by their ankles or whatever they can grab them by, and then hang them by their ankles. And then we all know what happens. They get dragged into electric baths, and then they meet the 2 spinning blades, and then they get dunked into the boiling water to clean them. And
Yeah.
many of them are still alive once they reach that boiling water. So yeah, we stood outside trying to bear witness for them. And the workers though, they just get so worked up. We literally just standing on public property, just standing there, mostly recording ourselves. And we don't talk to anybody. We don't harass anybody. We're just holding signs that say "Go vegan" or, someone, not something. And they just, there's like, you'll see there's like 3 workers that are that are in the check-in area. And then we show up and they like multiply. There's suddenly like 10 people in there running around, freaking out. So
That's crazy.
and when we were around the back, they literally moved like 4 semi trucks so that we couldn't watch. And I was like, what are you hiding? This is your day to day on the outside of the building. What are you hiding?
Yeah, and that's why a lot of youth, a lot of young people have never seen how their meat comes. They just go to the grocery store and it's laying there.
Yep, exactly. They don't understand that was a someone.
Here, I've seen some of the demonstrations. It's hard for me to have time to go to any of them, but the demonstrations here, they usually have their TVs and their masks. I don't know if they do that down there in your area.
Yeah, we used
But
to have
they're-
AV as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually used to be the leader of the AV over here, but there's a lot of all the vegans are under another account. Like all the vegans that are in the area follow these specific vegan accounts, and those accounts
Yeah.
wouldn't broadcast that we were having events. And I understand there's some
Okay.
issues with AV, like people don't like the founder, or there's something about like their finances. I personally don't really care for them promoting Gary, but that's just my own personal thing. So
Yeah.
the city kind of like muted us. Like I kept having events, but no one was hearing my call. I had like maybe 2 or 3 people that would show up at a time. So
Do you guys have ever a vegan fest?
yeah, there's a lot of vegan stuff here. We're like one of the most vegan cities probably in the world. I wouldn't say the most, but we're one of the most.
Now I'm
Like-
kind of curious. What is the most vegan city in the world?
I think it's in England or India. I don't know which one. I want to say England. I'm not 100% though. Does anybody else know?
Oh, cities.
I know.
What is
what
it?
city or country?
We can find that out.
I said Keith would probably know.
Oh yeah.
Who?
I don't know nothing about nothing.
City. Let's see. I'll look it up here. Let's see. No, it's got to process for a second. Anybody not vegan in here? If you're vegan, hit a 1. If you're not vegan, hit a 2. Let's see who we got in here. What do we got? I'm still waiting for my results.
Come on, people. Let us know.
Yes. You
One,
can have
two,
vegan,
one.
well, you can have plant-based companions. Animals don't necessarily always understand all these, complexities of morality. So they can be plant-based.
Edits is saying that they're not vegan.
Yes, I see. We got it. Okay, edits. I see you. Yes. Tell us why you're not vegan. All right. It's London. So the most vegan forward city is London.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed, actually.
The best in the U.S. points to Portland. And then it says big city monuments. Chicago was number 1. I don't know why.
Yeah,
PETA actually named Chicago as number 1 this
Okay.
past year.
Got it. That's what it says. Because it says best in the U.S. practicality, affordability signals. Portland was ranked number 1 in the Wallets Hub 2025 best cities for vegans and vegetarians. They weight things like affordability, high rated veg options, plus lifestyle indicators like farmers markets, community gardens, which we have a lot of those. And then they said big city monument, according to PETA's 2025 list, Chicago was named number 1 PETA's 2025 vegan friendly cities. So I guess we're duking it out between
Yeah, I
Chicago and
mean,
Portland.
I would say New York City and LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely. PETA wanted to highlight, um, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to make it short, but PETA wanted to highlight like all of the vegan places there, and kind of juxtapose it against the city being known for being like very meat forward. So
That's fair. Yeah, I feel like there's some places in Texas that have like a lot of vegan options that are like clouded over by the stereotype of Texas in the South. Like there's some areas that are really aware of things outside of themselves and have vegan options that kind of get ignored. I don't know. I feel
oh,
like
you
I've heard of
mean
that.
in like Austin, Texas?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I think there's a city that I've heard of that's like really more progressive, I guess, too. Maybe that's what I'm
In
confusing it
Texas,
with.
yeah,
Yeah,
Austin.
that's probably Austin then. Okay.
So Rizzler is also not vegan.
Rizzler.
They sound like they're about 13 in the comments. Just so you know.
Yeah, that sucks. This is so early too. Usually it doesn't happen until like hour 2 that it dips so hard.
You could
I'm
always
not-
try restarting.
That's true. Do you guys think I should?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and
Yeah, you-
restart and then I'll welcome you guys back up if you want to come back up.
Okay, welcome back.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
All right. I'll see you guys in like 2 minutes. Not even that, like a minute. All right. Oh, snap. So many game sounds happening. What's going on?
That was me because I claimed like a heart me that I'm like part of your thing, like fan club or whatever.
Oh, thank you. That's so cute. I like the
Yeah.
sound. That was cute. All right. I'll see you guys in a minute. Aw, little heart. Oh, YouTube. I can say YouTube now. Oh, YouTube. YouTube. Just want to get it out of my system. It's killing me. Oh, you guys. Does phones do respiration? No, but they're intelligent. Phones are intelligent. All right, let's close this. If you aren't following any of the vegans that are on the panel, definitely go follow them. I pinned a link in the chat. I can't edit it. I accidentally hit enter when I was putting in the descriptor. So it's the link to request up. So if you're in YouTube, not vegan and over 18, please hit that link and request up. Okay, here we go. We're going live again. Pachoo. Hold on, I want that out of there. This goes over here. All right. Go live. Awesome. Oh, haha, that's cool. There we go. Done. Bam. Something like that, I think. All right. I get to do it again because it's a new live. Oh, I thought I hit enter. There we go. Bam. Bam. Pinned everywhere. Awesome. Welcome back, guys. Welcome. Yo. Let's see if I can. I'm going to refresh this. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. It says poor. All right. Everything looks like it's a go. Welcome back. I'm going to try to not drop any bad words. Welcome in. Why aren't you vegan? I want to know. Over 18, please request up. Got resources here. Dominion. It's a documentary to show you what animals must go through, what's inherent in animal ag. Below that is nutritionalfacts.org if you want to look into the science behind a plant-based diet. And below that is Vegan Easy if you need help transitioning your diet lifestyle. But veganism really is simple in that Ask yourself, what would I want my oppressor to do in this situation, right? All right. I'm going to go ahead and just start bringing... Well, first, let me say the definition of veganism, and then I'll bring some right up. So veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. I actually brought up the Vegan Society's definition, which is a philosophy and way of living that seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So with that in mind, ask yourself, what would you want your oppressor to do? If you were the victim, would you want your oppressor to use you conventionally, like, the animals are used conventionally, use you humanely, how we humanely handle animals, or not use you at all and use alternatives? Ask yourself what you think. All right. Hey, Life. Welcome back. Welcome back up.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy. Awesome. Let's get a guest up here. Delta.
Hi.
Oh, what year were you born?
2003.
Okay. All right. You sound very young. Why aren't you
Yeah, I
vegan
get that a lot.
yet? Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
What?
Oh, the question.
Because, yeah, I only like certain foods that are like my safe foods, and I have a very limited number of safe foods that I eat.
Would you, let's say you didn't have this food aversion, would you agree that you should, out of obligation, live vegan? If you didn't have that issue?
Yeah, I probably would try to be more vegan with foods if I did not have that.
Okay. So veganism is just a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings as far as practicable and possible. So that means that if I can avoid demanding your exploitation, I would do so. If I can, I would, because if I were you, I wouldn't want to be exploited. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that kind of line up with your own principles?
Like, I don't think. What?
Did that line up with your own principles? Like,
I don't think anyone or anything should be like exploited or anything.
Awesome. Okay, so do you think what we do to animals is fair?
I don't really know what is done to animals very much. I know, I don't really know fully what's done to animals.
Yeah, most of us don't. They keep it hidden from us. Would you be open to watching like a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So
I can do that.
I would look up Dominion 2018. It's free on YouTube. If you want, you can take a screenshot of my resources. It's that top one. And I would watch it from beginning to end. It's not a gotcha film. It's a film that's showing you just what's inherent in animal ag. It's what has to happen if you want to use animals. So I encourage anybody, regardless of what their habits are, if they're vegan or not, that they be informed what they're demanding. And ask yourself honestly, do I want to support this? Do I want to keep giving my money to that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. Can I ask you a couple other questions before I let you go?
Sure.
Awesome. Do you recognize that animals are sentient, meaning they can experience their own versions of emotions?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. And do you think that if we can, we should respect animals by not exploiting them?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what about other products in your life, like your cosmetics, your shampoo, or maybe your entertainment? Do you ever go to the zoo?
I went to the zoo one time, like last semester. I adopted a stuffed animal from there. I don't know about my shampoo products. My mom buys them because she knows like which ones are best for my hair, and I don't know.
Okay. So
So-
what you can look for is a little symbol of a bunny, or you can download an app that lets you know if there's animal cruelty involved in a product. So you just have to scan it. Do you agree that if you found out that one of your favorite products was being tested actively on animals, would you agree that you should stop buying that product?
I don't really have any favorite products. My mom just buys all the stuff. I don't really.
If you told your
So
mom that you don't feel comfortable with using products that were tested on somebody, would she respect that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. If she does find it hard, just let her know that there are apps that can tell her when something is cruelty free or not. But they'll also have a little bunny sometimes on them that say cruelty free. You should also look for the term vegan. Do you understand why? It was a little confusing to me, honestly, when I first found this out.
I don't.
Well, if you agree with the ethics, at least. The reason why you should look for
Yeah.
also vegan is because it means that they didn't use animal products. So vegan and cruelty free are two different categories for some reason. But do you agree that we should look for the products that cover both of those categories?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I know for like I do use vegan cheese and dairy free things because I have a dairy intolerance in general. So my
Honestly,
stomach already rejects that.
it sounds like you would already have an easier transition because most people, that's the hardest part for them.
Yeah, dairy just affects my stomach in general. So I'm like, either way, it doesn't agree with me.
For sure. Okay. Well, since you're willing to watch that documentary, I'm actually really excited. Would you be willing to like reach back out and like tell at least me or maybe come back on the live and tell us like what you thought and if it made any change for you?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
If I can remember to come back on here.
That's
like,
fair. That's fair. As long as you watch it, that's really all I care about. But I'm, when I hear someone genuine, I like, I want to help in any way I can because, crossing your principles sucks. And if there's a way that you don't have to do that, like I would love to offer that to you. So if I can help in any way, and everyone on this panel, I sure I don't know for life. I don't want to speak for your life. I don't know you as well, but I'm sure everybody up here would be very willing to take any questions as well. Like we would love to.
Yeah.
Definitely willing to take any question.
Cool.
I'll watch the documentary.
Cool.
I
Awesome.
do have some homework to do tonight though, so
Okay.
I have a few assignments due tonight that I've been waiting all week on.
Would you be willing to just avoid animal products until you watch it? I can explain why.
What I don't know if I even use animal products.
Oh, okay.
Right now,
Do you eat animal flesh?
I eat burgers and fries.
Okay.
Every day.
If the burgers are made from a cow, that's an animal product.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think that you can avoid using animal flesh, eggs, milk? Do you think you can avoid using those things until you watch that documentary?
No, I could not do that.
Okay, so I'll explain why. They did find that there's a phenomenon that happens when people consume animal products and they watch these films. They suffer from what's called cognitive dissonance. You're gaining a benefit from something that crosses your principles and you're kind of tuning out. You're not willing to accept that animals are conscious, feeling beings. If you watch it without consuming animal products, you're watching it with at least a more honest mind. You're not having that confliction happening. And then you can actually ask yourself, like, what would I want my oppressor to do if I was that victim? And, not having that cognitive dissonance, you can answer that honestly.
Yeah. So
Did that make
sadly,
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
really
either
able
way,
to, like,
as
do
long
that
as
because like
you're willing to watch it, that's the main thing.
yeah, I'll watch it.
Okay, I appreciate that, Delta. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you go now just because I want you to be aware of what it is that you are demanding before we have a further conversation. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, I will. I'll
If you remember,
come back
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try. If I don't come back tonight, maybe another day, or I'll just leave a comment on a video somewhere.
I'll be live on Monday at 4:22ish. Same place here on TikTok.
Is it Central, Eastern?
Oh, I'm sorry. Pacific Standard Time, PST. 4:22ish PST.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what time it is where you are right now?
No, it's 6:14.
Okay. Yeah, I
I don't know
We're on the West
the time
Coast.
difference. Right, I'm not good at time differences.
That's okay.
So.
Just if
Yeah,
you
we're
follow
on
me,
West
you'll see
Coast.
when I'm up. Yeah, we're on the West Coast. But if you follow me, you'll
Okay.
see when I'm live. Yeah, it'll give you a notification.
All right.
Cool. Awesome. I look forward to talking to you, Delta.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a great night.
You too.
Thank you. I really do appreciate honest people. I like don't want to overwhelm them. And I'm like, if you're willing to watch that documentary, that is honestly a huge first step. And you're going to learn everything that I'm going to say anyway. So I'm just going to be like, go watch that. If you're, this open-minded, go watch that and ask yourself if you really want to keep, demanding that. And if you were the victim, what would you want your oppressor to do? Awesome. All right. I'm going to bring up Billy Rocks. Oh, I'm sorry. Life, did you want to say something?
No, it's all good. All good.
Oh, okay. Hey, Billy Rocks, are you over 18?
Yes, I am. Born 2002.
Okay, right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So 2 points I want to bring up. One's a little bit nuanced, so I'll go into that later. But one, in my line of work, boots, chaps, belts, a lot of leather is what, at least with what I do. And it's not just something we wear, it's an actual functional piece of equipment that it's not required. Well, some places do require it, but a lot of the times it's just better to have it and not need it than to need and not have it. So what's the workaround with that?
Is it worth taking someone's life?
I see what you're saying. The only reason why we use leather, because there's not really,
I hear
that
you.
synthetic leather, sure, it works, but it's not, long story short, it's going to be more expensive for us to get all that synthetic leather than just get a slab of actual animal leather that'll last 20 plus years.
Are you like for what? Are you for the shoes or for what specifically? Because a lot of vegan leather has progressed a lot in the last decade for sure.
Just with, I heard good things about, at least with vegan leather, but they're mainly
okay. Well,
what's the word?
Let's steel man you.
Cosmetic?
Let's steel man you. We'll just go
Go
with
for
the
it.
fact that you're saying like vegan leather is crap. So do you think that the cow or whatever animal this skin comes from finds it fair to have their pieces of their body removed so that you can have good equipment? Or do you think they would prefer that you use the lesser quality?
Well, that's very nuanced as well. A lot of them are humane, so like a lot of them have just died of natural causes.
Well, that's
whatever.
actually a misunderstanding. They don't use leather typically from cows that just keel over. Cows are often unalived at a fraction of their potential lifespan, and then they utilize their leather as well as their flesh at the same time. So they're having everything taken from them. Do you think that's fair for those benefits? For them, do you think they find that fair?
I mean, I've never personally asked a cow, but
I mean, take a guess.
I
What
were-
do you think they find that
yeah,
fair?
that's what I was getting in. That's what I was getting into. If I were a cow, I would care.
Exactly. You would probably want them to use something else, right?
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. With that said, what I would say is an ethical vegan typically is not going to be comfortable with wearing leather boots, even if they are a higher quality. But in the event that it was a true necessity, I would go other avenues of getting those products in that I wasn't putting in a demand. Either someone has a pair that I can borrow or own myself, like have it from them, or secondhand. But
that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. because you're not putting in the demand for another individual to lose their life. But for the most part, honestly, there are a lot of alternatives, and a vegan would just be looking for those alternatives as much as possible, because they just genuinely don't want to cause someone to go through exploitation. If you could find your products that maybe you could find vegan products that were even just slightly less, would you be willing to do that instead of taking everything from someone's life?
I mean, I've dug around for leather, like animal leather products. I've never really dug around for vegan leather, so.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely suggest looking around, just seeing, first off, like, what is out there, you know? 'Cause
Right.
there's a lot of product. But on the other hand, it's like I said, let's say you can't find the exact product. You know, do you think it's fair to then demand an animal lose their life right now for you to have a pair of shoes?
No.
Yeah, that's just where vegans come from. So,
And
okay.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You had a question, sounds like.
My other thing I wanted to bring up, I don't know how often you guys get this. And this is not me trying to get a gotcha. I just want to get a
I'll
genuine
answer honest
opinion,
questions.
Right. So I did look up the statistic. Now, granted, it's a less number. It's a smaller number than animal ag, but about 7 billion small animals.
Yeah.
Across at least the U.S.
So the thing is, a lot of these crop deaths are actually attributed to animal ag, because the animals that we use eat the most harvested crops. So if we want to make, you know, effective change for like reducing crop deaths, the biggest one would be abstaining from animal products. And then from there, I mean, yeah, vegans don't like crop deaths, but as people become more and more vegan, more farmers will be vegan, and then they'll implement those values into their work, and they'll find other methods at maintaining, you know, preventing their crops from being attacked by other animals without having to cause them unnecessary harm. Like, we can build better walls, we can improve wild habitat so that they stay in their area. If we stop using animals, we'll actually free up a lot of land that these animals can go and live in, and then they won't be overpopulating because, you know, there's plenty of room.
You ever thought of wheat farming, sorghum, bell peppers, apples? Those are all. Those don't go to animals. So
yeah,
where's
I know, but
where's the fix
out
for
of
that?
all the plants that we grow, right, most of them are fed to the animals we use. So I'll give you a study. There was a study called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers. And it went over thousands of farms in hundreds of countries. And they found that we use 83% of our current agricultural land just to raise animals. That's including factory farming, which reduces land use, reduces water use, and reduces crop deaths, because the animals are brought to slaughter weight faster, so they don't have to eat as long, they don't have to live as long, they produce fewer greenhouse gases. Even with that, we're still using 83% of our agricultural land for these animals. That's their space that they take up and their food. So we can stop doing that, reduce our ag land use by like 75%, and at the same time feed over our current population a fully nutritious diet.
So what's the percentage of, like, say, plant farming do humans actually eat? Do you know that number off the top of your head?
I don't. Keith, do you know what it is? I want to say something like.
Let's just, if you don't mind, if I blow myself up, or if you can hold me
go
for
for
a
it.
moment.
Oh yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta. There we go.
Yep. All right, so this is pulled from like the study she's talking about. So this is
perfect
global land usage for agriculture across different diets. So basically the one on top here, that's the current global diet configuration. So right now, that's for human crop related purpose, and that's for animal feed. So 57% for human, 43%. But then we also have to account for pasture land that we're making room primarily for cows. So altogether, right now, we have a total of 4.13 for all of this, and that's 1.24 billion hectares for crops. So when we eliminate, feeding 93 billion land animals in livestock configurations every single year, we're left with this part of the metric in the study, right? And this is the largest study to date on this topic. It's the, as she mentioned, reducing food's environmental impact through producers and consumers. So effectively, this was taken from data and analysis from 119 countries and more than 38,000 farms. So in the metric here at the bottom, a vegan world would only need about 1 billion hectares of cropland to feed all of humanity. And mind you, on top of this too, the study is actually measuring for up to 10 billion humans. Not even the current configuration of 8 billion that we have right now. So we can effectively feed more people with less land than we use at the moment, even if we were to completely remove all of animal agriculture. Because ultimately, animal agriculture uses about 80% of all of our agricultural land, yet it only constitutes about 17% of the global calorie supply. So it's horribly inefficient. You can downscale me now. Does that make sense?
That does.
Okay.
Yeah. So effectively, things like crop deaths and whatnot, unalignments, that we're certainly concerned about, and we would like to see reduced. Ultimately, as humans, we only have 4 options at the end of the day because we have to consume something. We can either consume only plant-based options. We could consume a mixture of plant and animal-based options. We could consume only animal-based options, or we could consume nothing. The 4th option obviously isn't on the table, right?
Right.
So if we're just left with really those 3 options, and we know through the empirical evidence that the option of consuming plant-based is the best route we could take, in any tangible light to reduce those harms to the greatest extent possible, then basically that argument about crop unalignments gets thrown out the window, because in the best way to address that problem, it would be still through a vegan method. And as she mentioned, something like veganic agriculture is a type of agriculture that would, hold itself to strive for the elimination of pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides. It focuses on no-till. It focuses on, relative crop rotations. It focuses on biodiversity. I have a link tree in my bio that has a section for resources that has a link to biocyclic-veganic.org, which is a place that basically has the rundown, very long PDFs that you can read about how the biocyclic veganic standard works. So if you wanted to see how that kind of farming would work, where it reduces these harms to the greatest extent possible, then yeah, you can take a look at that. But yeah, effectively, even if we kept conventional farming and didn't even use any veganic agriculture at all, we would still reduce these harms to the greatest extent.
Makes sense. All right, I gotta go. Thank you very much. I just want to hear a vegan standpoint on that. I've heard it once.
Could I ask you 2 last questions?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to watch Dominion? It's free on YouTube.
Dominion, I haven't seen. I've seen Food Inc. If you guys seen that, that was really interesting.
That was good too. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I actually watched that one a couple of times. Dominion is more focused on specifically the inherent practices that go into animal agriculture. So regardless of what it is you want to do, you should know exactly what it is you're demanding.
Right.
Would you be willing to watch it? It's like I said, it's free on YouTube. Just look up Dominion 2018.
Whenever I get the chance to. I mean, I'm a very busy person, but I can't promise you anything, but I can try my best.
What would you want if you were the victim? What would you want your oppressor to do? Would you want them to keep using you or stop?
I want them to stop.
Okay. How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
Not really.
It's not really more
Sorry,
than 0?
I'm running. I gotta catch the bus.
Okay. All right. Well, watch that
0.
documentary. Okay. That's your own values. I just want you to recognize that. And if that's the case, how you want to live, the only way to achieve that is veganism. Okay, Billy, I'd love to hear from you after you watch Dominion, okay? You have a good day.
Yep, y'all have a good night.
All right.
Boy,
Running to catch the bus. He literally was running. It's kind of funny. Conry. Oh my God. Yes. Welcome. Goodbye. If I pull up anybody that's like a known troll, please let me know. I just don't want to deal with that. Yo, the Mua Master. Are you over 18?
Yeah.
What year?
2003.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I did watch that documentary, but
Which
it's
one?
just too good. I can't stop eating meat. And
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're not over 18. You're a child. Hey, Ashley. Are you over 18?
Hi. Yes, I'm 30.
Okay, awesome. I feel like we've spoken before. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
so I am vegan, but I just kind of like had more of a question, kind of like, because I don't have a cat, but like, let's say in the future I get a cat, you know, that's kind of the only thing I'm kind of like, oh, you know, I have to give the cat, you know, like, you know, cat food, right? But I do know that there's not too many studies done on vegan cat food, so I wanted to kind of know if you kind of have any experience with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Let me go grab them. I have vegan cat food. Ugh. We only have one flavor. We have the one flavor right now, and then we have the kibble. So this is Evolution, the maximum life. Oh, you can't see. There we go. It's the gourmet. She really loves this, specifically the fondue one. There's another one that's called cheeseburgers that she really loves, but they stopped making that one, sadly. But yeah, this is Evolution. They're kibble. Yeah, that's okay. She likes this one, so we got her that one. And then we also have Benevo, which is formulated for both dogs and cats. And then we also have Evolution, another one. This is their wet food. And again, it's formulated for both dogs and cats. Oops.
Okay, because I was like seeing there's another one I was seeing, like I think it was on Amazon, like unicorn or something. Like it was like really cute, like wet food.
He's got them all.
Yeah, I feel like as a vegan, that's what you're supposed to do is if your companion doesn't like something, you know, you find something that they do like. So this is the unicorn pate. She's not as big of a fan as this one.
Okay.
Yeah, she really loves this kibble.
How long has she been vegan, or has she been eating?
She's been eating this probably like, I don't know now, like at least a year now. But I don't know if you heard me earlier. I don't really, if you can find those pet foods, you should absolutely do it. And as a vegan, I hate, you know, having to cross my principles. It really does bother me. So if I
That's the thing with me too, because I don't have a dog or a cat right now, but if, like, let's say in the future I get one, I feel like that would be hard, you know, because I was thinking, well, I know with dogs, you know, it's a lot easier, I think, to probably to find, you know, because they're omnivores, so.
Right. Yeah, I would
But
get these if you wanted to have a cat. Often when you do adopt them and you have that opportunity to introduce them to food, this is like everything's new. You might have a better chance at getting them to just be plant-based. A lot of the foods are tasty, but yeah, some cats
they have like
picky.
taurine and then those like other, like I think it's like the vitamin E that they need, like that's what they're supplemented with.
Yep. It even has the where is it? The AAFCO for cat and dog food nutrition. So that's a certification. Where is the? I don't know what the. I forgot what it stands for though. But it's the they're the ones that decide if the food meets their nutritional levels or not. The AAFCO, and if it doesn't, then they have to pull it off the shelf. So it is certified.
The basic idea, though, I would say is just work with your veterinarian. And like most of these animals that you would be like getting on this diet are more likely than not, especially if you're like adopting or transitioning diets at that point. So you'd want to kind of like do like a half and half mixture probably initially until they like are acclimated and like they're actively eating it, enjoying it, whatever. And as she already pointed out, like trying different brands to find the ones that they do actually enjoy.
And different flavors.
And then just
like they have other flavors
Yeah.
in this. So.
Yeah. And then just doing in like like a check-in every so often with your vet, especially early on, I would say, like, maybe like once every 6 months if you can, just to have them kind of like give them the bill of good health. And if it appears like they're doing fine and everything's okay, then you can just persist and then just kind of do the normal yearly checkups, if you will, with your companion animal. But like the idea is that like we have consistently seen in studies that, when fed, to nutritionally sound plant-based diets, these particular animals can do that. I mean, there's obviously companion animals that you could adopt where there's genuinely no option at all right now to feed them like a completely plant-based diet. There's like just, no feasible way for certain companion animals if you were to adopt them. And that would just be like the whole point is, ultimately veganism, we're striving to avoid these things where
Reduce as
possible.
much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, where possible and practicable. So like, we don't want to, ultimately like have these decisions lead to like, poor health outcomes or unalivements or other like terrible things for them in the process. So that's like the importance of just like doing the check-ins with your vet, making sure they're doing okay. If they, are being put on this diet, but like that should be happening on any diet. If your cat's being fed something new, and they're not used to it, and you're not certain of how their health would respond to it, I think no matter what it is that you're feeding them, you should kind of like do those just general check-ins to make sure they're doing okay. But
Yeah, I hope that we progress though, kind of, in the future and make it more accessible, to feed, cats, dogs, like plant-based.
I think we should have a
but-
universal health care for our companions.
What's your thoughts on like lab-grown meat? Because that's like what my like roommate was mentioning. Like, oh, maybe in the future we can have like lab-grown meat and
Yeah.
stuff. It's
that is like my main like core argument where I could understand the use of that option.
Yes.
More so that like for these animals where they genuinely
Exactly.
require it, rather than for like humans, or also for humans that could have like an illness or disease that they also genuinely perhaps like require these things, like Eslos disease or something. But yeah, like effectively just kind of like footing the bill for people and non-human animals that are like in our care, because there's people who have like sanctuaries for foxes and things like this, and like they have no option, as far as I know, to like feed them like a plant-based diet. Maybe I'm wrong, but like being able to help those animals and hawks, etc.
To your point, there are carnivore sanctuaries, and I'm sure that is something they have to do. So,
Yeah, hopefully we get better. But like, thank you for letting me come up on the panel, though.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ashley, for coming up here. I feel like I should reach
Thank
out to
you.
you since you're a vegan. I feel bad that I haven't like talked to you much.
Yeah, I kind of like look more on like panels, and I kind of just see the debates, and I just kind of like always like stay in the comments. But yeah, thank you again.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming up. Appreciate talking to you. Awesome. All right, Robbie. Hey, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 25.
Oh, right on. Okay. So why aren't you vegan?
Yeah. I'm not vegan because I choose to be, but like I was just wanting to talk about what that girl said about her cat
Mm-hmm. What about
and
it?
how like feeding the cat vegan food, like just
Yeah.
because you choose to be vegan doesn't mean like it's unnatural. You can't just make your cat vegan.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because you choose to be
You can't make
vegan.
your cat vegan because vegan is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. And I don't think cats particularly weigh those things out. I don't think they understand the complexities of morality. So I would agree. They can't be
Yeah,
vegan,
exactly.
but they can be plant-based.
Yeah, but like cats aren't supposed to just
Are you a
eat
vet?
plants. Am I a vet? No, I'm not
Oh,
a
okay.
vet.
Are you an expert in companion animal food?
No, but I
Okay.
literally
So
know
how do you
basic
know?
biology
How do you know?
because that's what I've been taught my whole life
You think you
by
know
literal
more? You
professionals.
know more than certified vets? Because this is vet certified. They said this
I never
food.
said that. I never said. I'm saying that that's what I've been taught by literal professionals.
Well, you've been misinformed. You can feed your companions a plant-based diet. It's possible. Look, you can get this. And it's not abuse. It has everything they need. So what's wrong with this?
I'd just like to ask a question.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah, I'd just like to ask a question.
Can you tell me what's wrong with evolution? You said that this can't be done. What's wrong with it?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay, your whole
I'm
thing up here
saying-
was to say that she couldn't give her.
Okay, can I ask one question?
Robbie, there's
one
always
question.
going
If
to
you put a
be-
cat, if you
Go ahead,
Robbie,
Keith.
there's always going to be people from different, professions that have differing opinions on the same topic. You're going to come across, perhaps veterinarians that disagree, right, about this context. There's going to be veterinarians that do think that you can. But there have been large-scale studies on this topic and have consistently shown that, the vast majority of cats, for example, who were fed plant-based diets had totally healthy outcomes, right? There was no statistical significant difference in their health outcomes compared to those that were on traditional omnivorous diets. So as long as they're getting the nutrients that their bodies require to be healthy, that's the important metric that matters. That's what actually allows their bodies to function. So as long as they get what they need to be healthy, that's the important thing. It would be another thing if the veterinarian could point to this food item that's formulated plant-based and they go, oh, here's the problem. This formula is missing XYZ that is a requirement for XYZ animal. That would be an argument to actually operate from. But right now it's just basically, I don't like that plant-based foods exist for these animals, and I'm not going to actually look at the empirical evidence, actual studies that have analyzed this. I'm just going to
I'm
talk
not saying
about,
that.
well, but that would be the important part. If you have a disagreement with this topic, you would want to actually look at the studies that have analyzed this, and the studies that have analyzed this topic have shown that when cats and other animals are fed nutritionally sound plant-based diets, they're fine.
Yeah, I'm not saying, don't do that. If they're getting the nutrition they need, then that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying, if you put a cat or dog in the wild, what do you think they're going to eat? They're obviously going to eat.
If I put a baby in a room with a pile of sugar and, a broccoli, they might go for the pile of sugar. This doesn't tell us anything as to whether it's nutritionally sound or not.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to see a cat munching on grass. I'm going to be seeing a cat
Robbie,
eating mice.
we
And
if this is your example,
I literally watch my cat eat grass.
we literally have examples as well.
What
of
is
people,
wrong with your cat?
Yeah, we literally have.
What is wrong with your cat?
You're muted, VSL.
I know. I was. You were talking, and I didn't want to talk over you. That's why I was like.
Yeah, you're fine.
You don't want to talk over me, then stop muting me.
If this is your metric, we literally have people whose companion animals who are fed these plant-based diets, and for example, I know someone who started their dog on a plant-based kibble. And they also still were giving them optionally the omnivorous kibble that they had been consuming before that. And they actually preferentially ate around the more traditional omnivorous option. They actually went for the one that was plant-based. So by this metric, now the plant-based diet is the more proper one because they had a tendency to go for it. But all that really tells us, again, is that it smelled nice to them. It maybe had a slight nice flavor to it compared to the other one. It doesn't tell us that either one of these options is nutritionally sound or not.
All right. That does make a lot of sense, but what animal do cats come from? That's my question. I know the answer. I just want to know if you know the answer.
This is irrelevant.
No, I just want to ask, what animal have cats come
We're aware
from?
that they're from the feline kingdom. This doesn't tell us
Yeah.
again. This is
What type
sorry,
of teeth
Robbie,
do they have? What type of teeth do they have?
Robbie, this is
Sharp,
like
sharp teeth for deep.
Robbie. This is again a misunderstanding. It's called an appeal to nature fallacy. If we were to just go off the analysis of teeth alone as to whether an animal prominently should consume one way or another, rather than actually looking at nutrition data about what can work within a being in terms of their health, then we would simply look at the skull of a gorilla and go, this must be a massive meat eater. Gorillas don't really eat meat. They only do so in extreme scarcity.
All right, you know how oh my god, I'm sorry. A cat's tongue, you know how when it licks you, you can feel their tongue like gripping on your skin?
Keith, it's up to you if you want to keep talking to Robbie.
Yeah, I don't really want to keep this discussion going, Robbie.
I'm saying fats, and you don't.
Yeah, that's
like I would rather have this. Like I was willing to, like, you know, if he wanted to drop this so we could actually discuss why he personally isn't vegan, that would be a much more meaningful conversation. Because
he didn't want to let it go.
I don't. Yeah, like yeah, the concept of like companion animals eating one way or another, like I would say that should be only kind of like assessed when the empirical evidence shows us that they can be healthy or not on a plant-based diet, and then we can have actual decisive actions as to what they should be consuming.
Yeah.
Basing it off of like the shape of their teeth or other factors like this, that's an appeal to nature fallacy. It has nothing to do with any kind of analysis of whether they can be healthy on nutrition. And if, like, again, we're going to go by the teeth metric, most cats you're going to meet in the world are eating kibble. They're not eating raw meat. They're not tracking down a mouse or anything like this to consume them. So those teeth are already, you know, quote unquote, going to waste right now.
Right,
They
exactly.
don't use them.
Yeah, exactly. I have kibble. It's like, and she's fine with it. She likes it. She eats it ravaged, like,
Yeah, it's fine.
She loves it. Anyway. All right. Well, we got Dave. Dave's waiting. Come on up, Dave. Dave,
Why are you comparing a pig?
Why am I comparing a pig to a human? Because there's no morally relevant difference. Robbie, I'm not
So you
bringing you
said
back
you're
up.
back.
Sorry,
So you
Life.
said you're back live on Monday.
Yes, I'll be live
And
again the same time, 4:22.
I will come and join the live on Monday then, because it is almost 4 a.m.
Oh, snap. Yeah, get out of here. Go take a nap. It's nap time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is way too.
Good
I
night.
haven't stayed up till 4 forever. Yeah, good night. You get out of here. We'll see you
I
around
don't,
live.
but I did appreciate the live and the panel and being a part of it. I will be a part of it next time around. So
I also just followed you. So, yeah, we'll see when each other are up on panels and such. So I'll see you around.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Catch you around. Ciao.
Catch you around. Thanks for coming up. If you're not following
You're
the
welcome.
vegans that, oh, I'm sorry, I hit the button. If you're not following the vegans that are up on this panel, you should. So go follow Life. I haven't checked out Life's content yet, but definitely go check out Life. They were a great advocate today. Check out Keith. Check out Lori. We had Frisia up here earlier. Can't remember who else we had. Donna. I'm not ending. I'm just, trying to shout out some of the vegans that we had up here because, we all need to know who our allies are that we can reach out to if you're curious about veganism. Everyone needs a different kind of advocate to talk to them. I can't talk to everybody. All right, Matt, come on up. Oh, I can't hear you if you teacup. Are you outside the app? Hey. Okay. That took a long time to set up. You should have had that ready when we pulled you up in the first place. Let's see. Let's take a look at the... Say again, sorry.
I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know what was going to play, but I didn't want to find out, so... kind of want to read through the chat a little bit. Oh, I don't know what the thing is. Let's see. Oh, hey, David. It's good to see the 40-year-old vegan in the TikTok chat. What's up? Good to see you.
Yeah, he's been there for a little bit.
Awesome. Appreciate you. He was also live today, part of Project Livestream. If you haven't heard of Project Livestream, definitely go check it out, especially if you're vegan. If you want to get involved, reach out to them. I don't know all the platforms that they're on. Definitely just look on all platforms. It's Mel and Steve or Project Livestream, because everyone should get involved if they can. It's a great community of people, and they're trying to create this space where we go to slaughterhouses. You just stand outside there and live stream, talking to your audience, telling them what you see and why you're there, giving presents to the animals this is their last day on this blue ball. So, yeah. I forgot where I was going with that, actually. Something about being active. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Project Livestream. I was talking about David. So David was live in front of a slaughterhouse today. He also was, oh God, where else were you? You were at Niagara Falls advocating for animals. That was amazing. Doing the same thing, just live stream, talking to people. Awesome. Appreciate you being in the chat, David. This?
Lucius, that's totally wrong.
Hold on one second. Sorry, my partner needed something. I didn't know what. All right, let's pull someone up. I got Kai waiting to come up here. Are you over 18, Kai? Or Kaya?
Hey, I'm 1 year under.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cannot talk to you. I really appreciate the honesty. I really do. So I hate to kick you down like that, but I don't want my live to be taken down. It already struggles as is because I can't say the right words sometimes. I keep saying the words that put me in timeout. My wig looks natural. Thank you. Yeah, Kai, you can ask your question in the chat for sure. Thank you for being honest. There's vegans that are ready and willing to answer some questions. Well, you can have vegan burgers, Dave. Let's see. I'm going to hop over here to my other chat that's going on. Hey, no injustice lasts forever. Appreciate you being here. Nocturnal? Oh, is that a troll that was in there earlier? Oh, okay, I see. They got kicked out. Huh?
Time them out for 10
Oh, the message was deleted. I jumped the gun on that. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I was there. I was there. David's in both chats. That's funny. Anybody have any questions about veganism here in the TikTok chat? If you're vegan, hit 1. If you're not vegan, hit 2. We'll see what kind of audience we have. / put a question in there if you want. You can be pro-life or pro-choice and still be vegan. The point is, if you're avidly one or the other and not vegan, you're, going against your own values. All right, we've got a spread. A couple of people don't know how to follow instructions. I am from America. I'm an American. All right. So non-vegans, are there any over 18 that would like to discuss why they're not vegan? Oh, I see you guys. You actually have requested there. There was a minute where I didn't have anybody. Hey, Illogical, are you over 18?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually 18.
Okay.
But
So why aren't you vegan?
Honestly, I'm not vegan just because, like, from a health perspective. Honestly, when I was a child, I like going back home to my motherland in Kenya. I saw them slaughter like the goat in front of me, and it honestly, it was a.
Uh-oh. I'm not
Sorry,
doing
my
anything.
mic cut out.
I was going to say, I'm not
No,
doing that.
my mic. No, sorry, my mic just cut out. But I was gonna say it was a bit traumatic, and I did, like, honestly, as a kid, like very young, I considered going vegan for quite a while. But as I grew up, I realized that it's very difficult to get a lot of the nutrients that you need in being a vegan. Like I honestly had vitamin deficiencies. And my issue is, like, I love animals and I hate the cruel nature of, like, large scale farms. But I feel like rather than demonizing the slaughter of animals, which happens regardless in nature, we should demonize the large scale farms that are doing this.
No.
I know it's not the same. Definitely it's not the same.
We should end it all.
You think-
If it's wrong to factory
But what-
farms, hold on. If it's wrong to factory farm someone, it's wrong to farm them ever when you can avoid doing so.
I don't agree though, because I feel like definitely like yeah, it's wrong to breed an animal for its own like its own. The entire purpose of it is for it to be raised to be slaughtered, which sounds very evil.
It is.
But
That is very
like,
evil.
Let's start somewhere
Yeah.
simple, right? Let's say you can conceivably, with relative ease, follow a well-planned plant-based diet and get all the nutrients that you need. Would you say
Mhm.
at that point the person should be swapping to a well-planned plant-based diet?
I would, but unfortunately that's not the case because a lot of the nutrients that you get from plants.
Hold on. We can get into that, right? But if that is the case, someone should.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Like honestly, if we
So-
could get at the same amount of bioavailability and at the same amount of the nutrients that we actually require and stuff, I swear I would be all for plant-based diets. But the truth is you really can't in a lot of cases.
Okay, but hold on. So when you're saying we can't in a lot of cases, are you referring to people who are in like very disparaging situations where they have like no access to like a grocery store or very little funds or like other like very disparaging situations? Are you saying if I have like, let's say a millionaire living in Los Angeles with, you know, plenty of food options around him, can this guy go on a well-planned plant-based diet, and should he do that immediately?
No, I think like what I'm trying to say is like at a biochemical level, a lot of plant-based sources don't really convert in the way that your body needs
You're
them.
saying that following a well-planned plant-based diet is effectively impossible.
Yes, more or
Okay,
less. I'm not
so
I'm not
do
trying
you
to
have-
demonize
do
it.
you
Like
have-
I promise
do
you,
you
I'm all
have-
for ending animal cruelty, but like
Yeah.
I feel like it's just not feasible.
Do you have the empirical evidence to back up what you're saying? Like,
Yes, there's
effectively,
plenty of
what I'm-
research
what I'm-
papers
what I'm-
saying.
what I'm going to be asking for here. So the position paper from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics.
What are these
which
guys
is-
doing in the chat? It's so immature.
Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest body of registered dietitians and nutritional researchers in the world, more
Yeah.
than 110,000 members, along with many other organizations in nutrition, like the British Dietetic Association, the Mexican, the Australian, the Canadian, German, etc. They all agree that a well-planned plant-based diet is adequate at all stages of the human life cycle. So what you're going to bring forward here in terms of empirical evidence is a study that is strong enough to dismantle the position paper from that academy, which is comprised of 117 studies, many of which are meta-analysis or systematic reviews, which those studies are comprised themselves of multiple studies. So we're talking like 300 plus studies that make up this position paper that analyze the entirety of the metrics of, you know, dietary concerns that you're going to be talking about. So you have like a particular study that dismantles this?
Honestly, I'm not prepared enough to have like a study just off the top of my head, but
Okay,
I am
then-
aware that
well,
like
then come
like
back
for
when you
example,
do.
okay, but like there's certain things like for example like B vitamins in their entirety is like borderline impossible to get just from plant foods, you
Okay,
know,
let me get
which
this
is something
straight.
that is so essential,
You just
especially for
said-
children.
Wait, I just want to point out, you just said and admitted that you're not prepared to have this conversation, and yet you're still going to throw out more claims without any
No,
evidence.
I'm not making a claim
Where's the-
on something
with-
random.
You are, because you're not providing
I don't-
evidence.
I know, I understand, but
So
I didn't
it's
come here with like
random.
a paper in my
It's
hands
ran-
and
you have
stuff.
to.
But
Otherwise, you're just making it
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Well, honestly, fair enough,
point-
but
yeah, like so, like the point why we're saying this, right, is like a logical when, especially in like say like nutrition health outcome. Do you think that that's based purely on mechanistic data of like just like looking at nutrients, or do we look at like the actual consumption of foods and like other dietary implementations, whether that's fortified foods or supplementation? Do nutritionists look at that totality and then see when people are following this, whether they have like good health outcomes from that or not? Or do they just look at like nutrients on a baseline level and then get their answers from that?
as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure it was researched like in the case that okay, there, for example, calcium carbonate is not as bioavailable as say calcium that's found inside of raw milk, for example. You know, like it's known that there's certain compounds where it's easy, like it transfers within your body easier than, I don't know why this lady's making that face. This is a known thing. Like if you take calcium that's just
Talk
found
about
on the
sucking
ground and
someone's
consume it.
titty to get baby juice.
I'm honestly, I swear to God, I don't drink
You're
dairy
saying
because
you have. Well, why are you defending dairy then?
no, but I'm saying I'm using it as an example. Dairy is more bioavailable in calcium than something like say
Okay.
beans are. Like it's
Human breast milk is very bioavailable. Does that now justify farming human women to drink human breast milk?
I mean, if women consented to it, I don't even see an issue in that. What's wrong with that?
Consent.
Okay, but an animal is not capable of consent unless it fully trusts
If a
you.
woman isn't able to consent, are you able to exploit her?
No, you're not, but humans and animals are fundamentally different.
What's the morally
But-
relevant difference?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
What's
It is
the morally
completely
relevant difference?
the morally relevant difference. Yes. Okay. Can you not do that? That is very condescending. I slipped up my words. Sorry.
I just didn't think you
I'm
heard
saying.
what I said. I wasn't trying to make fun of you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I was saying that the difference is obviously a woman is capable of intelligent thought. A woman is a woman. Like I don't
What about a
think this
woman
should be an
that
argument.
doesn't
Like
have
animals.
intelligent thought?
Sorry.
What about a woman that doesn't have intelligent thought? Can I exploit her?
Every human is capable of intelligent thought. What do you mean?
true.
Compared to an animal, nearly every.
Hold on. There are humans who are not to the cognitive average. There are people, there's
Okay.
elderly people, right? Starting to lose their cognition. There's babies. There's people who are mentally different, right? That may
All right.
not be okay. So we wouldn't exploit them just because they're not intelligent, right?
We wouldn't, but once again, I feel like it's apples and oranges because I feel like I am completely obviously Fairlife. What other companies I'm completely
illogical. There is
Yeah.
no morally relevant difference between animals and humans that justifies what we do to animals because we don't need to use them. They don't want to be used because they're sentient beings. We're sentient beings. We don't like being used. Why do you think it's different for them?
To be clear,
Yeah.
like illogical again, like you agreed with the premise I went over, right? Like where if we could be totally healthy on a plant-based diet, you say I would do this in a heartbeat, right?
I promise. If a plant-based diet was very
no,
yes.
hold on. I'm just saying, like we don't really need to get into the ethics. You agree with the ethics already.
I do.
You're simply just saying I believe it's impossible to be healthy and thrive on a plant-based diet. That's pretty much verbatim what you just told me.
Yeah, because we need omega-3s.
Yes, and you can get omega-3s on a plant-based diet. The
How?
only omega-3 that is considered a required omega is ALA. But yeah, you can obviously, if you wanted, preform DHA and EPA because you have like a condition that makes it impossible to convert ALA for some reason, then yeah, you can get that from algae. There's algae-based supplements that are going to have preformed DHA and EPA. So even if you were like one of these rare individuals that cannot convert ALA at high enough rates to be healthy with that, you can do it. So like again, this is where actually reviewing the empirical evidence on this topic would be beneficial to you. I would sit down and read, like if you go looking for like the position paper from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics on vegetarian diets, which includes vegan diets, you're mostly online going to like find, I guess, like the initial statement where it's just like the short excerpt, which just talks about how like, yes, a well-planned plant-based diet is adequate, but there's a longer PDF that lists all the studies. It's like 11 pages long or so, and it goes over every one of these nutrients that you're going to be concerned by. Like each one that you've listed so far is on this list, and it explains how to do these things healthfully on a plant-based diet, right? So if you're concerned by this, reading this paper would be a good way to get beyond this. Because to be clear, when someone publishes a paper in a medical journal, if it's shown to be false or incorrect or have issues with it, it will be flagged. The position paper has been up for more than 10 years now. So it has no flaggings, it has no markings. There's not been a single dietetic group out there of like people who that's literally their profession, is to look into the dietetics of different foods and ways of eating. No one has been able to prove this as an incorrect statement, that a well-planned plant-based diet would not be a feasible way to be healthy and thrive when done appropriately. So this paper goes over how to do it appropriately and explains all of these nutrients that you've brought up so far, and many more most likely. So I would just simply sit down, read the entire thing, and then you'll probably go, well, shoot. Not only did I, again, already agree with the ethics behind veganism, it turns out I can do this healthfully, and now I'm going to start doing it. And if there's someone, like, again, the argument isn't about everyone going on a plant-based diet immediately. If there's genuinely someone out there who, you know, lacks access to a grocery store or can't get like certain things delivered to them to be able to follow, say, a well-planned plant-based diet, we're not asking these people to just magically make those things possible. Veganism isn't a diet. It's an ethical stance. So if, for instance, someone in that situation was genuinely doing their best to avoid needless exploitation, and the only exploitation they participated in was what was essentially required of them to be healthy and thriving, that person can actually still technically be called a vegan, despite consuming some amount of animal products, because they're not doing it for a flippant, you know, pleasure or convenience-based reason. They're doing it because they have no other option.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, it's also, it's like, it's similar to say you're trying to boycott what's happening in Israel, for example. You know, there's a lot of things where you can't really boycott in that case because it's kind of built into the system. You know, I understand that. Like, you know, sometimes
veganism isn't an appeal to perfection fallacy, right? It's not asking for that. It's asking for us to do the best that we can within reason, within possibility, effectively. So, like, yeah, these people are going to be, you know, if you will, excluded from the requirement of being on a plant-based diet right now. As the world expands further into, like, say, like plant-based living, etc., and we can more reasonably get these kinds of access items to these people, now there would be an onus for them to change for sure. Just like how there's an onus on, say, that millionaire living in Los Angeles right now who has no excuse in the world other than his convenience and taste pleasure. So that's what we're saying. If we can do this and we can reasonably get the nutrients that we need, that's the important part. That's all we're asking for, you know, for people to do. And like, obviously, it's more than the diet as well. Like, there's clothing, hygiene products, art supplies, entertainment, etc. Like, these are the other things that you would want to consider outside of the diet, because it's not a diet ultimately.
Yeah, definitely. Like, things like that are things like, if it is avoidable, everybody should be taking that measure, because that's something that is a very small inconvenience for you, and obviously it would help the animals by a lot. But I just wanted to ask you, I'll definitely look into that. But like, for example, what do you guys think about, say somebody was living in nature and they decided to just catch wild fish, which would have happened either way. A bear is going to eat a fish, for example. Fish are going to be hunted. Like, say somebody just say they're pescatarian and they just eat plant-based diet, but they also decide to get a lot of their nutrients from fish, which are very beneficial. They get wild-caught sardines, wild-caught salmon.
The concept you're asking is what I've already covered. If this person is like in the wild and they're there not by choice, but because they're like effectively like forced into that situation and they have no access to get what they need to be healthy and thriving without the consumption of fish, then their consumption of fish is reasonably justified. If, for instance, this was a millionaire who just up and decided, I'm going to move out of Los Angeles to go live in the woods so that I can unalive fish effectively for fun, not because I need to, but because I find it enjoyable to like live off the land and consume like, a good amount of plant-based options, but also on the side, I'm going to eat fish. That wouldn't be justified. But if it's someone who's like effectively like born or forced into this predicament and they have no choice of getting out of it, that's reasonable and understandable. But the other example would not be.
Okay. Well, honestly, to each their own. I really appreciate the debate with you guys.
It's not to each their own. It's not to each their own, because you're literally not taking into account your victim. You're only thinking from the oppressor's perspective. What if you were the one that was about to be used? What would you want your oppressor to do? Would you want your oppressor to keep using you without your consent or best interest considered, or stop using you?
mean, I just honestly I can't convince myself that it's comparable. That's
What
the
would you
issue.
want your oppressor to do?
But it's just not comparable in my brain.
What
I'm
would
sorry.
you want your oppressor to do?
I mean, obviously, I would want my oppressor to stop using me, but that's
You
not
should
comparable.
live how you want your oppressor to live. The animals care
Alright,
about
well,
what happens to them. Do you not understand that?
I do understand that, but my
Is
point
kicking
is
a
entirely
dog for
being
fun wrong?
that's not. It is
Is
not comparable.
kicking
That is
kicking a
sadistic. That's
dog?
horrible.
All right, it's wrong. It's wrong. If it's
Yeah,
wrong to kick
it's
a
wrong. There's
dog,
no doubt
then
about it.
cutting someone's head off just to lick their insides is also immoral.
All right.
You don't think
Yeah, I mean,
so?
a logical to be clear again, like you're really, I know you're hung up on, like you already said, like all these other things, like on clothing, cosmetics, etc. You were like, yeah, we should like not engage with those, like, you know, because those are generally completely unnecessary, etc. And all we're saying is like, hey, well, unaliving them to consume them and doing so needlessly is also a negative experience for them. And if we can avoid engaging, creating that experience for them, then we should.
Yeah, but I mean, even like let's say we got everything. Like we completely shifted to a society that is capable of just fully getting everything from plant sources. Like that would not eliminate like all the issues that we have still, because you know how many herbicides, how many pesticides would have to be used.
Called
Like
an appeal to futility.
no,
You're saying I'm not going to take a stand against injustice because the whole
I'm
world
not.
has
I'm
bad
taking a
things
stand.
happening.
I've
Illogical.
legitimately
Hold on.
publicly taken a stand right now. I've said that
Illogical, you're not understanding what we're asking for in veganism. It's not about like the end of all harm ever. We're not opposed to say if you're being attacked by a bear, if you were to end up unaliving the bear in the process of defending yourself, right? Defense measures, things to try to protect your property or your well-being. These are not things that are even remotely considerably similar to direct exploitation and direct rights violations. Like, so the spraying of pesticides, which is a defense measure, not something where we are actively engaging with exploitation, because you couldn't name for me what we're then commodifying and using these unalived animals from the pesticides for. We're not like gathering them up to turn them into like some kind of mush for our consumption purposes. It's simply to protect the crops. And furthermore, we have to consume something. We can't avoid all harm ever, but we can avoid direct exploitation. So if we were also just to be concerned about like totality of unalivements and not even focused on exploitation, which again is what veganism is asking for, if we were just concerned about totality of unalivements, we actually need less cropland and far less agricultural land in general to have everyone be fed a plant-based diet on planet Earth. So even if you were concerned by that metric of crop unalivements, the best way to reduce those is still a plant-based world.
all right. I see your take here, but just like from an activism perspective as well. Yes, you can't eliminate all your issues, but even like just veganism as like a form of activism, it's like in the grand hierarchy of things that are important on Earth. I just don't understand why people fight so hard for veganism when humans are dying legitimately every day. You support
no, but really easy. Yeah, this is really easy to do. Check this out.
Yeah.
Exploiting children in the Middle East is wrong.
Yes.
And exploiting non-human animals is also wrong. Look, I just held 2 views within 10 seconds. That occupied so much of my time to hold 2 of these views. Like, I understand your point, but again, this isn't a reason to not talk about this topic.
No, I understand.
Be someone, so like you could personally be focused on another social rights movement, and that could be your focus and your onus. It would be like saying, well, we can't be talking about what's happening in this area of the world with this problem because over here there's another problem. So we got to make sure we focus on this one before anyone spends any time talking about this.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You can easily hold a value.
That's not what I'm saying. It's not mutually exclusive.
No. Again, this is unimportant. Is the point? You can hold multiple views and stances for many different topics at the same time. So for you personally to recognize the moral dilemma in front of you and deflect it by saying, well, these children are being unalived in this scenario over here, and that's really bad. And we agree, that's really bad too. But it doesn't suddenly make it okay to continue to participate in this other thing when you personally don't need to. You could argue that you're personally not going to take the time to spend doing activism for veganism, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take your own personal time to avoid this exploitation in your own personal life. It takes up no extra time for you.
It's about demand, because you don't demand human atrocities, right? You don't actively demand that there be wars and famine and all these other issues. So what we're saying is this is an atrocity that you are directly demanding, and you can have the biggest effect by just abstaining. Veganism is literally an inaction. It's just not supporting animal ag. That's it.
But somebody could argue the same, say for, I don't know, somebody pays taxes to the U.S. government, which literally goes to Afghanistan and kills innocent people.
I have to pay my taxes or I could go to jail.
I know, but I'm saying people should take a larger stand on that.
Jail if you don't use animals. No one's going to go to jail.
One is an inconvenience in your day-to-day life, which is deciding not to use.
One is throwing me in a prison, and one is you just moving your hand in
but
a grocery store.
I'm sorry, but you're not hearing me. I'm saying the issue is people collectively would rather focus on.
You keep deflecting to people. We're talking
I'm not
to you.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm not here on a hostile argument or anything. I'm here to learn.
Illogical. You're not understanding the point. If you get thrown in jail, you're losing a right.
Why is this woman so mad? I'm genuinely here to learn. I'm 18.
She's passionate, dude. She's not mad. Get over it.
I haven't seen her get mad one time.
I'm trying to figure out why he's changing his tune. He first came in here, and maybe you should go back to that little kid who saw the goat getting slaughtered and how you felt then. You came in here saying that you wanted to be vegan, but now you're doing everything you can to argue against it when you've been given all this information, and you're still arguing against it and bringing up things and deflecting.
I'm not arguing against it.
With this. Yes, you are. You came in here saying you wanted to be vegan. You were going to go vegan because you saw a goat getting slaughtered. And
I still am for veganism. I promise you. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to learn a way. I have two issues. Can I just state my two arguments? Okay.
You're trying to learn a way to continue eating animal product. That's what you're trying to do.
I don't even consume dairy. I would legitimately preface by saying that I've completely cut out dairy because I do not support dairy farms. I try to eat fish more than I eat meat. Like I'm taking small actionable measures.
What's wrong with dairy?
Sorry? Dairy farms are completely inhumane.
Fish is meat.
I've seen the stuff.
Fish are made of meat, bro.
I know, but I can't cut out everything at once. I'm taking small steps.
I want to know why.
Hey, you did? That's cool. That's anecdotal. I'm not the same as you guys.
Tell me why you don't support dairy.
Because large-scale dairy farms are completely inhumane.
Small-scale dairy?
Well, there's no small-scale dairy where I live.
So you don't know what happens in dairy?
I'm not completely educated on the topic. Like I don't go around researching it all day, but I've seen enough to see that.
Can I walk you through it so that you know?
Well, you asked me a question. I'm just finishing my thought.
Can I tell you about this now?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So a cow is a mammal, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. When do mammals produce milk?
After they give birth.
Right. So to produce milk, she has to have a baby. What do you think happens to her baby if it's a boy?
It's taken, it's castrated, it's completely inhumane. I know about that.
They're not just castrated, they're unalived.
And then they're murdered.
If they're female, what happens?
They're used as a dairy cow.
They're separated from their mother. They're separated from their mother. Do you think that's fair?
It's not fair.
Okay. So is dairy immoral just because it's factory farm, or is dairy immoral because it requires someone to lose everything?
I mean, it can be both, but I have seen small farms where it is not like they don't separate the cow completely from its mother.
Do you think she decides, or do you think the farmer decides?
That's up for debate.
That's not up for debate. See, that's cowardly, illogical. You're being cowardly.
No, there are.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're being really dishonest. Sorry. He did say in the beginning, he was open to this veganism. Everything that he brought up, Keith very well rebutted, and he still didn't want to, I just didn't want to waste time anymore. Go ahead, Big Nick. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Go ahead, Big Nick. Sorry.
No, he would. Yeah, I don't know. He was like sea lioning. He was like pretending like to be knowledgeable and interested in the issue, but then like throwing out fallacies. I'm knowledgeable and I'm interested. Fallacy. I'm knowledgeable and I'm interested. Fallacy. It's like it's very pandering.
Yes.
And
It's always
maybe there's something.
people can't do it. Others can't do it. Like he kept referring to like people instead of his actions. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just excited to participate.
So he's kind of going down that road of like baby stepitarian type of logic.
Yeah. Like if you see it that it's an injustice, you shouldn't have to if you're being racist, should you baby step that or should you just stop being racist? If you're sexist, should you baby step that or should you just stop being sexist? This is a rights violation we're talking about. Baby
Right.
steps.
Also, plus when everybody's getting excited and then he picks you out of the crowd and says, "Why is this woman getting angry?" That was like a little bit of a contentious point there.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about that it's okay for you to take someone's head off because you like their taste. And that's just, yeah, that's wrong. That's a someone. And they care about what happens to them. And you're just blowing off their experience because all you can think about is your pleasure. And that's the logic of like every oppressor. You know, honestly, my mind first goes to rapists just because it's like a pleasure thing. But it's just all oppressors. You know, you're using someone for your benefits, regardless if it's in their benefit. You know, if they even consent to it. It just really makes me disgusted, and I'm worried about, because a lot of people don't really even understand why we respect each other, why we respect people that are not the average norm. You know, they can't actually answer that. All they say is, oh, they're human. It's like, there needs to be more to that. Don't you respect that there's someone inside that body that cares about what's happening to themselves? Because that's what I care about in me. I care about what's happening to me. Why wouldn't another sentient being care what's happening to them? And when you sit there and just brush off that they care, it's like, oh, I don't care. I want to lick their insides. That matters more. It does frustrate me a little bit. Anyway, okay, sorry. Yep.
He kept changing his thing, so, you know, his tune.
That's true. I think you called him out, though, Veg, or Lori. I don't know what to call you. Do you want me to call you Two-Spirit? I keep wanting to call you Lori, just out of habit.
Well, that's fine. You call me whatever you want to call me.
I'll call you Two-Spirit. I really want to respect your name. I'm going to call you Two-Spirit. I really want to respect your name.
You can call me. Either one is fine.
I just always call you Lori, and I'm like, you know what? I should really call you Lori.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. It was just for the other purple people eaters, but they already know who I am, so it doesn't matter anyway.
I got you. I
mean, all that ultimately matters is like if he was honest with his original answer. If he can go read that paper I was telling him about, that will show him that he can get all the nutrients that he needs, and he understands that, well, then at that point, he owes it to himself to follow through on his own ethics and morals. So, like, that's really all that matters here. And he already said all the other things are effectively, like, yeah, not needed at all, like cosmetics, clothing, etc. He can avoid those if not already doing that. Yeah. So it's literally just, yeah, like you said, it does feel disingenuous after a point where we're like, okay, we've reached a point where you agree with us, and like all you need to do is like understand the nutrition aspect, and then you can change. Yep. Well, I don't like that you guys are talking about veganism instead of talking about these other issues. It's like, okay, dude, like this is the same thing as like complaining about someone talking about like, you know, female genital mutilation and being like, why are you talking about that? You should be talking about like what's happening in this particular country with, you know, the children there or something. It's like,
which you did, you thoroughly explained that, and he still went back to it.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter if there's like another thing going on in the world. If we do that, we're going to be here all day. Like someone's going to consistently come like, no, this topic is more important. No, this topic is more important. No, this topic is more important. We're just going to be here until the end of time. Yeah. Like you could just rationalize within yourself that like, hey, this topic, I do understand. I do morally understand why it's something that we should avoid. And now I have the knowledge and power potentially to avoid doing it. So start doing that. It doesn't mean that we're asking you to personally get up here and start doing advocacy.
Right.
You just start doing it yourself. It's like veganism is more than anything just a prescription and guide to how you personally should be acting in terms of the creation of victims. That's it.
It's pretty
Well, it's
straightforward.
also too like I don't know if I've met a pro-war vegan. I'm sure they're out there, but like I haven't met one. Every vegan that I've met has been like I'll run into my fellow vegans at like anti-war protests and stuff like that, like vegans I know around town, and then also I see people bring up like the right to life thing for women, which I think is so far out of the ballpark because it's like how I feel about that or not, that's not even something I can do. And even if I could do it, it's not something that you choose to do every single day. It's like a major life decision. It's like you go to the store and you make that choice every day for like almost every single meal. And you're asking somebody about like a major life decision that might happen for somebody maybe once or twice in their life or something like that. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah, and illogical. I understand that like you're like doing like somewhat relatively like what you can in your position. I don't fully know your position right now in the world, whatever it is. But like again, like one of the main contentions you had was just a knowledge-based condition, and that can be relieved by simply researching this online, which is totally free to do anytime. Especially if you already have like a phone or computer in hand, which you very clearly do. So go research about the nutrition. You'll be able to analyze and realize that you can be healthy and thrive on a plant-based diet. And once you do understand that, you don't any longer have to live with that mental hindrance of like, oh, I can't do this dietary thing because of XYZ concern about health. Once you've dispelled that myth in your mind, you can much more easily move on to tangible changes in the real world. So just go do that. That's it.
Yeah, I try to point out the fact. It's like, look, man, there's like 4 healthy adults in the room right here. We're not having a. You know what? I'm like one of the only dudes I know my age that's not on statins and heart medication. Like almost every dude that I know that I went to college with, that I work with at my work, they're all just eating burgers and ribs, and they're all on statins. So these dudes want to talk about health all day. My doctor came and he told me, he said, you can change your lifestyle or you can take pills for the rest of your life. Okay, and that's how it all started. As I stopped eating dairy, everything like ended the conversation with the doctor. Okay, it was all okay. Well, if I just stop doing that, we won't have to talk about it anymore, type of thing, right? And then when you're like in that headspace and you're going through the grocery store, all of a sudden like this is like the body part section, and it kind of smells, and it's like kind of weird because you haven't been doing it for a while or participating, so you start noticing things. And anyway, yeah, so it's really interesting. So I'm healthy. I mean, I'm a little chunky. I've been trying to walk a lot, but you look fine. Everybody, I'm sure Keith is healthy. I mean, his brains obviously function better than most of these guys.
I'm falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, I'm the crypt keeper.
I'm just dead over here. Well, I do have 2 people in the queue. I'm thinking I might do like one more, but my man got us some rice and beans, and I really want to eat them. They're from actually, which restaurant is this? Huh? What restaurant is this again?
Oh, it's Miss Tacone's.
Miss Tacone's in Portland.
Throw the beans at him. Oh
Yeah,
no,
right?
you didn't throw the beans.
It looked like you throwing beans across the room.
Take the beans.
Throw the beans at him.
We use beans for everything. Just splat them in each other's faces to get each other's attention. Oh yeah, we got nachos. It's so good. Oh, you can't really see.
I mean, that's what you should have been talking about first thing over the rice and beans.
Forget those rice and beans, man. That stuff. That looks great.
Yeah, the rice and beans are actually, I know they don't look that great, but they are so good. This restaurant makes them really well, and even though it's a side dish, we'll order it. It's an all vegan restaurant, but we'll order still some of their side dishes because they're so good. It's funny, but
yeah, we got an all vegan taqueria like on the way home from the city, and their black beans are like the best. They're like the best black beans ever. I model my black beans after theirs.
That's what I like, is when you find a place that makes it right, you're like, okay, now I need the recipe.
We're just staying business. Yeah.
Exactly. Should we bring up our last guest? I don't know if I'm concerned. These people have been crying in the chat for a while, so I'm like kind of not, I don't have high hopes. Why? Are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay. What year were you born?
2007.
Okay.
January 23rd.
You're really quiet. Is there any way that you can improve the sound?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Is that better?
No, it's about the same.
Okay, hold up. Give me a sec. Give me like 2 seconds.
He's on his computer. Probably looking up a bunch of stuff before he talks to you guys.
Hello?
Yeah, that works a lot better.
He sounds pretty young.
Oh, you sounds like you left the app now. Okay,
Yes.
you're back.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, why can't I hear?
Oh, if you leave the app, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Bro, my thing's bugged.
Oh no, we can hear you now. Oh, you just keep leaving.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. No, my audio was off for some reason. I was so confused.
I feel like TikTok has been making it a little more exciting for us.
You keep teacupping, man.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep teacupping.
See if the girl can come back or something.
Okay, so I have a question. So I'm trying to be more vegan and all that. So like, I don't really know anything about it. So like, how does it work?
Well, so veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So you don't want to demand someone else be exploited for optional
Yeah.
products or for someone to be treated
That's
like
like
an
for
object.
everything, right? It's like for everything, right?
Yeah, but with animal products, there's a direct
No,
effect.
I'm saying like for animals specifically. Is it like for everything, like literally everything, like not just
Yeah,
like
it's
food?
not just exactly your clothing, your entertainment, your cosmetics. Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that.
So what's
Originally, I
stopping
just
you?
kind of thought that like oh no, nothing's stopping me. It's just like I'm just like I'm starting to get more into it. I'm trying to I don't really know much about it. That's why I came up here to ask some questions. Because I literally know nothing. So like originally I kind of just thought it was just like just like not eating animals or whatever. But yeah, that makes more sense because it's like don't want to harm them at all because it's like they don't get to consent to it. So like why would we do it?
Right. It's not so
But
much about harm
so
though.
like
It's that exploitation. So, you don't want to be used without your consent, right?
yeah,
Regardless if it
exactly.
hurts you or not. Right.
Yeah, and it's like people say for the taste, but like it's like you wouldn't kill someone to eat them.
Okay, so
But
like
like
what's
I'm
stopping you from moving your hand?
oh nothing. I'm just asking some questions about like what to eat,
Yeah,
and stuff
okay.
like that.
If you just
What's
need,
like acceptable?
I was just gonna say, if you just need like a like easy resources for like how to do all this stuff, and it's
Yeah,
not
like
so much
where
that
do
you
you
like.
get this stuff?
Yeah, so like VSL already has like a number of resources for you on screen there. So nutritionfacts.org, there's like a section on there, like if you search for like nutrition facts, vegan daily dozen, that kind of goes over like, baseline kind of like foods you should be incorporating every day if you can. The
'Cause
vegan
I'm not in
easy,
America, so like I don't
that's
really
fine.
like.
It does its best to incorporate that for like global usage. Veganeasy.org is a free resource that you can sign up for, again, completely for free. And they'll help you for about 30 days with like learning how to follow a well-planned plant-based diet. And they can try to operate within like what access options you have available in your area. They can kind of analyze that with you and work with like the mentors and dietitians, et cetera, that they have on their team to try to design something that works for you. So like if it's just about like the practicality thing of like how to do this in actuality, that would be like really easy resources for that. I have a link tree in my bio that has links to some other resources as well, so you can take a look at that. Things that can kind of go over like clothing and cosmetics and other things like this. Like for instance, if you need to like find cosmetics that are vegan and cruelty free, there's a website I have linked on there called Cruelty Free Kitty, which is just a website that aggregates all of the products out there that are like cruelty free and whatnot, so you can kind of search through there and find products that would work for you. So it's just kind of like looking through those kinds of resources would be an easy route to kind of get the information you need. And if you get stuck on something in particular where you're going through the resources, you're trying to find things that work for like diet and clothing and cosmetics, etc., and you're really stuck about how to avoid animal products in one particular way, you can come back and let us know what that is and we can try to fill you in. But like those would be like the main sources you just want to jump into right now.
Also, too, what's real fun, and I don't mean to cut you guys off, is I watched a lot of what I eat in a day videos on YouTube, and these people are all around the world. They're in the U.S., Canada, Australia, Europe, and they're all doing what I eat in a day. Some of these guys are fitness guys. Some of them are just regular people, just showcasing like here's my 3 meals that I ate through the day, and a lot of it's just really easy. What's really fun about transitioning to vegan is all the food is normally in the same place that you already shop.
That's true. That is probably true. And there's also for using AI, and buying products that harm animals, right? Because doesn't AI harm animals? I'm not too sure.
So I work in the computer industry. I don't know if Keith does, but I'm not aware of any AI that harms animal aside from the normal pollution. Data centers already existed before this, so I've done a lot of number crunching on this. And at first, I thought it was way worse than I thought it was it was bad, and agriculture was way worse. But I found out once I started picking at it that the pollution and water usage and animal harm of animal agriculture is astronomically worse than anything that's happening in AI. Okay, so to do one AI query, I would probably use about 5 milliliters of water. And now, mind you, that water, they're making a big effort to recap. Oh, did I lose my mic there?
Hello.
I lost you. We lost you too. Oh yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's talking about
I was trying to mute the echo. Sorry, I muted the.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
I also have a question. Have you guys been vegan your entire life, or
I know a family that's been vegan their entire lives, but I haven't been vegan my entire life.
Wow, interesting.
So we have cousins, and they were all raised from birth as vegan, and they're all the sweetest, tallest, healthiest kids I've ever met.
Yeah, because most people don't really grow up vegan. It's they adapt it later on.
Yeah, that's most people, but that doesn't mean that people can't live vegan.
So, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what about you?
But
from
also,
now on? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Big Nick.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. What about you from now on? I like her question.
Oh, for me, what do you mean? What do you mean? What about me?
So are you gonna continue to use animals, or are you going to
No.
alignment?
It's been a couple months, since I've willingly done something, I don't really know to a certain extent what harms and what doesn't, but it's been a couple months since I've willingly out of my power went out to do something that would cause harm. Because
well, again, it's not harm. It's not
no,
harm.
I mean exploitation and all that.
Okay.
I don't really know how to word it.
Are you using eggs and meat
No.
and dairy, or okay? Okay,
No,
I'm just trying to understand, because you're kind of it almost sounds like you're trying to use coded language. So I'm like, is it that you're in a situation where you still have to use animals, or okay?
No, I'm saying because for certain clothes, cotton, because they have to don't they when they get caught and they do something to the sheep?
Oh, cotton is actually from a plant.
Yeah, you're thinking of wool. Actually,
No, my fault. I meant wool.
Gotcha.
That's on me.
Vegans don't wear wool.
Yeah, I haven't I've been that type of stuff.
Well, so do you know why?
Avoiding. I don't know exactly why, but don't they exploit the sheep to get the wool out of them or something?
Right. So exploit specifically means to use someone unfairly for your benefit, right? So what they're doing is they're forcing two sheep to come together and make a baby. And already that's raising red flags, right? We shouldn't do that to people.
Yeah, so they can get more wool, right?
Yeah, they usually pick them based off their genetics, and we've bred them to the point where they don't shed their wool, and they have such wrinkly skin that we have to intervene now, or they'll have infections. And I would say that's not fair to keep breeding those individuals into existence. We should stop.
True.
And by doing that, we don't support wool. We don't buy wool.
Yeah, that's
an
what
outlook I like to put forward is like basically like with veganism, it's like the ending of viewing any sentient being as a means to an end.
Yeah.
And instead viewing them as a means to themselves, like allowing them their autonomy to live out their life effectively without trying to, gain something out of them, use them, exploit them, etc. So like if you can recognize that mentality, so anything that you see that would involve animal products within it or like animal testing, if you can recognize that, and people are just going to make mistakes. Like you could be going along like, fully to the best of your ability vegan, and like 9 months in, someone could point out, oh, that's actually the thing you're doing right there, that's actually not a vegan item or whatever. And the reaction to that shouldn't be like defensive. It should just be like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm going to research this. And then once I like know for sure, and you're telling me the truth, yeah, I'm definitely going to stop participating in that. It's like,
Yeah,
that's all
like
you need
check,
to do.
like check your mustard for eggs. I brought home mustard one time and I didn't check it before I left the store. It's just mustard, yo. I got home and I was just like curious and I was looking what was in the mustard, and eggs was like the second ingredient, and I was blown away. So, I mean, they try to put it in everything. Is what it's really prolific, and a lot of people like have to change their whole paradigm of thinking because we've all been basically propagandized by like the industry, media and advertisements. Got milk, beef, it's what's for dinner, pork, the other white meat. We all had all these ad campaigns shoved down our throats as a kid. Had to bring a doctor's note to school for them to not force milk down your throat. And that's what I find it interesting, because people talk about vegan shoving things down your throat, but when you look at the media sphere, we have a clown mascot that is supposed to appeal to children to sell them, flesh on a bun, right? And make it fun with a toy. And then that's how we, propagandize them and get them with the buy-in as children. And now it's like, it's a very personal part of their life. So as they get older, they see these other ones like Got Milk. You drink milk to grow big and tall and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff, it's hard to break people out of this stuff. And, so you're kind of in a good place there. A lot of these people are propagandized. I was propagandized.
You literally just made me go check both my mustards.
I'm gonna
How
go
long have you
look
been,
after this. Like, what?
How long have you been vegan?
I've been vegan since 2019, January of 2019.
This year? Oh, 2019, my fault.
Yeah,
That was
2019.
wow,
So
7 years.
yeah, and I eat a lot of beans and rice and vegan burgers. The wife loves hot dogs. We'd be throwing down shaboing boings, but I also do other stuff. Like when I have to go get tires for my car, I'm specifically buying like Michelin tires because they don't use like cow byproducts in their rubber processing. When I'm buying jackets, like I gave away my pea coat. I didn't just throw it away. I went and gave it to a friend that needed a coat. It was a wool coat. And I now have like just a vinyl coat and just cotton sweatshirts, and I live in the snowy mountains. Like I'm pretty far from the grove. There's a little market right up the street, but they're pretty pricey. They're like, just in case of emergency, I have to drive usually, 20, 30, 40 minutes to get any decent amount of groceries. And I still managed to make it work. And my whole family came along with me when I went vegan. My wife and my son are real animal lovers. They take care of animals. They have animals. And I started questioning like their how much they love animals if we're all eating them. I started questioning that.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. You got a lot of stuff to deal with. But yeah, like that's really all I wanted to, like come up here and just like know some stuff. Yeah, like thank you for that. Like that helped a lot.
Yeah, and if you ever want to, feel welcome to reach out to any of us. Honestly, probably any vegan you find on here would be fine talking to you, but I
Yeah,
definitely
because
recommend the panel.
I was on a vegan live the other time. I joined and I was like genuinely like trying to ask for help, and then they just like booted me off and like saying, "Oh, you're a troll, you're a troll." And I was like, "Damn, okay, well, like, I guess."
There's a couple of different vegan groups around TikTok.
Yeah, this is I've seen like 3 of them. You guys are like probably by far the nicest ones. The other ones are like so. Oh, yeah, like I was saying, the other ones are just like so quick to judge. So like you guys are like by far the nicest. And
I
thank you
mean,
for that.
Keith does a really good job of setting the tone in a lot of these lives. I mean, him and a couple other people are they're way more patient than I could ever be. I'm not the most patient guy, and I'll roast you savagely on live, and especially like backyard chickeners and homesteaders. Every single backyard chickener and homesteader that comes onto a live, I can ask a series of questions that lead. They don't want to admit it, but it will lead them to admitting that they've either unalived or abandoned an animal because they found it to be an inconvenience to them.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, guys, thank you, and have a good night.
All right. Definitely reach out to us if you have any questions.
You too. Feel free to hit me up if you need like a quick, easy recipe.
Exactly.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. See ya.
Goodbye.
Awesome.
What a nice young man.
That was nice. And I like, honestly, I will be honest, I kind of had a bias at first. I thought, or not a bias, I guess a discrimination. What's the word I'm looking for? I was assuming that he was going to be a troll.
An inkling.
An inkling. Yeah. That word. It makes me think of Ever After. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie. It's kind of old now. Drew Barrymore. But anyway, there's a servant that's in that movie, and he's hitting on Cinderella's mother, and he's like, "Oh, I'm having an inkling." So that word just makes me laugh now.
Look, we all have inklings.
I know, we all have inklings. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. I really appreciate everyone being up here. Please go follow Big Nick Energy and Keith. I don't know. I've actually never said the whole name. Keith S1714 or Tofu Whisperer, because that's the one he goes live on. Do you guys want to say anything?
Just thanks for having me up. I appreciate you all.
Appreciate you too. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys also. Oh gosh. Oh no, what's happening? Oh, okay. I thought I heard an echo. I really appreciate you guys being up here. I do get really frustrated, but it's not that I feel like I'm bad for it, but I do appreciate having an equal tone on the panel. It definitely has its advantages. Anyway, all right. Thank you all. Hey, OD, I see you in the chat. Thank you for being here.
Hey, OD. Hey, you guys have a good night. I'll see you around,
you
Keith.
too. Yeah, see you around, Keith. See you around, Big Nick. All right, and then I do want to say also thank you all for the tips here in TikTok. I see. Oh wow, I kept calling you Y. That's wow. You gave me a lot of roses. I really appreciate that. David, 40-year-old vegan. Thank you. JJ Gold. Thank you for the roses. What is the two? Oh, the two spirit veg. That's beautiful. Thank you, David. Oh my God, little kitties and the bear. Thank you, two spirit veg. I really appreciate that. And life. Thank you for the heart. You guys are amazing. And yeah, I think we're going to end it there. Appreciate y'all. Thank you all to all the vegans for being there. Thank you to the mods for keeping the chat safe. I know it was crazy in there. I saw it. It was nutso. So thank you for being there. And thank you to the non-vegans because, we're here to talk to you and I appreciate you being present. Other than that, you guys have a great vegan night and I will see you on Monday, 4:22-ish. Go check out, actually, I waited till see, David, I didn't have you to yell at me. I wasn't looking at your message. Please go check out Anti-Animal Use. We'll be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. in person, asking people why they're not vegan. Come check us out, okay? And with that, you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, damn, it's always behind my chat. Bye. Okay, YouTube. Thank you also. Thank you to my mods in that. That chat was also a little crazy for a minute, so thank you. And thank you for everyone that stuck around. It wasn't always eventful, but I think we had some good conversations. So, like I said, go check out Anti-Animal Use this Saturday, and then I will see you Monday, 4:22-ish. You guys have a great rest of your night. Bye!